All right, hey you guys, welcome back to Lenisha's channel, where we provide ravishing reads and many more epic content. Messages 0123 on the clock. That song I was getting, won't he do it? He said he would. But your problems for you, they gon' wonder how you sleep at night. Won't he do it? Yes, he will. All right. I was called to pull some tea leaves. Okay. So we're going to see what's up in that department. Okay. I'm not going to bother separating the cards from months, subjects, and messages. So whatever comes out, take only what resonates for you. All right, cleansing the energy within and around me as of this deck as well. I call on God and my higher self to help me deliver this message, as well as the spiritual team's ancestors. All right, no energy exchange necessary, honey. Just letting the supernatural and the magic do its thing. All right. What message you'll have for the collective? A whale is significant. Crown or your crown chakra. Like I said, take it all how it resonates. One card that we have flipped over is the moon. When I think of the moon, especially in tarot, I think of intuition. It also can tie to secrets. In this tea leaf deck specifically, it says changes in your life. So I feel like there are some changes that are happening in your life. Okay, ooh, maybe it was some work that you put in the past that you're currently doing, whatever the case may be, but I'm seeing changes in your life. So mind you, past, present, and future energy can be significant. Tea leaves are usually, of course, fortune telling, and usually you may have the querent sipping on some tea and then you read their fortune that way. This is more of another way you can do it as well, in the form of cards. All right, so take only what resonates. Once again, I could be confirming things that have already happened. I could be confirming things that are of the present and things that have yet to happen. Fortune telling, things that are in the future. This is a timeless read. Timeless readings are exactly what it is. Timeless. No specific time frame. It can resonate today. It can resonate tomorrow. It can even resonate 5 years from now. All right, so keep that in mind. If I'm not naming your energy, I may be naming somebody else's energy who is in your energy. All right. 1212 could be a very significant angel number. 2121, 0123. Okay. The number 4 as well. All right. We got, remember we said the whale is significant, but I was getting W-E-L-L. W-H-A-L-E is coming out. And I haven't been in grade school, middle school, high school since high school, right? 2019 is when I graduated. So I can't even remember the correct term for what you call these when they are most definitely different letters, but they are pronounced the same or they sound the same. All right. Well and well most definitely could be significant. All right. Even in that subject form could be significant. I can't even think of an example right now. Probably because this instant is lighting me up, honey. Let's go ahead and move you over there. All right. But it says great worry over nothing. Okay. Great worry over nothing. When it comes to the changes in your life, you may be having great worry over nothing. Okay. Most definitely confirmation even recently. Everything is happening in your life. Literally, it's literally divine timing. It's almost crazy how these synchronicities are synchronicity. But you realize every split second, even things that have transpired in the past, you realize why it happened or why it had to happen. Maybe some of y'all, haven't yet. But like I said, only take the messages for you that resonate for you. All right, but changes in your life happened, is happening, will happen, but there was great worry over nothing. Some of you guys, there's great worry over nothing. Look, peace and harmony. Okay. You're stepping into... All right. You're stepping into a new experience. You are stepping into a new experience. You could be seeing wind chimes, hearing wind chimes. Wells are significant. Maybe legs, child. It's leg day. Okay, but this is just metaphorically letting you know as well. You're stepping into, I know you can't really see that, stepping into a new experience. You could be seeing roosters, hearing roosters. Maybe it called out to you in the past, okay? Present, future, or will call out to you in the future. Child, look, okay? The house in the back, a farm most definitely could be significant. Something about the back of something, like if there's a building, like the back of the building, or something of the sort. Turtles, dinosaurs, leaves, especially, well, any kind of leaves in particular. I even have these fake leaves in my room, like just hanging up. You can kind of see it right there. Yeah, that's what that is. Oh yeah, you can kind of see it right there too. But bodies of water, wells, where wells live, child, bodies of water. Okay, can be most definitely significant. A farmhouse. This house is on a farm. I mean, they probably call a farmhouse something totally different, but, or maybe not. Okay, anyways, it says an arrogant, boastful person you should not cross. So maybe some of you guys, when it comes to the people in your life, this could be you or it could be other people. All right, so just choose your battles wisely when it comes to this situation. I am seeing reconciliation. I am seeing reconciliation. See, I didn't know if I want to take cards in the upright or in the reverse, but as I continue to read, I kind of get this energy to just read intuitively. So some cards I may read in the reverse and some cards I may not read in the reverse. So one of the cards, Great Worry Over Nothing, came out in the reverse when I seen it, but I took it in the upright. This pineapple energy is kind of sideways, and I felt called to take it sideways, or, you know, pay attention to that. It's like that way. So pineapples can even be significant. I thought of that song Diced Pineapples by Rick Ross, but a while ago I actually seen a pineapple outside. It did not get moldy at all. I don't know if somebody was doing a ritual and they just put the pineapple outside their window, knew nobody was gonna touch it. Child, I've been looking at that pineapple. I'm like, child, this pineapple still right here. Nicknames most definitely could be significant. My nickname is Lily. My mom specifically, or my mom alone, used to call me, well, actually, no, my grandma as well called me that. I think she called me that more than my mother. Mama. That's so cute. All right. An older man is significant. So this older man and rooster energy could go hand in hand. It doesn't have to. All right, but dealings or relationship with an older man could be significant. And if this is this older man's energy, this is basically an arrogant, boastful person who you should not cross. All right, nobody's saying let people walk all over you, let people cross your boundaries, be an emotional punching man. Nobody said that, okay? But that's why I told you guys confirmation. Just choose your battles wisely, because if you know that you're dealing with people in this energy, it's kind of similar to talking to a brick wall. So you're going to waste your time talking to a brick wall, or you're going to apply your wisdom and know, well, I might as well, it's not getting through. It can't get through. Okay, so you're going to validate your feelings. Yes, you're going to do everything that's tending to yourself in a certain situation. You're also going to choose your battles. So that means you're not going to argue with somebody when you know it's like the opposite of a win-win situation. So take your personal wins, okay? Take your personal wins, child. You don't have to get the last word. You don't have to hinder your mental health. Expect the best. Be the best. Live the best. Whatever. Just be in this grand energy, because I feel like that's what life is bringing you, but you also have to bring this. It's kind of like, because we have free will, you know? So if you're stuck in particular energies, then you'll be far away from this energy, and you probably will never see this type of stuff manifest in your reality. That's what they mean by, in some cases, how you can manifest things into your reality, especially based on how you think. So if you have a perception that's more pessimistic, traumatized, based on trauma, then that's what you will get, you know. Nobody's saying be delusional. That's not what that means, okay? I just feel like we've been projected on, programmed, and a lot of other ways to just take things personal and, you know, operate in a particular way, even unintentionally, accidentally, because, you know, the more positive energies weren't even taught. See, I feel like it exists because that's just what was embedded in most people. So even they still, no matter what, still show up in a particular energy. Even when they are surrounded by greed or people of greed, hate or people of hate, you know, all of these things. But I guess all of that stuff was just necessary to say, welcome in, you guys. This is a collective. Only take what resonates. See how the screen is like glitching? Don't like that very much. Welcome back to those of you who are joining back in, and welcome to those who are new. All right, I did see the pig energy come out, so maybe you're dealing with an older man who's arrogant, boastful, who could be filled with greed, whether that's towards money, food, sex, whatever, right? And like I told you guys before, this doesn't have to just tie to this one person. Sometimes it could be your own energy, or sometimes, you know, it could be others. Just, once again, take it how it resonates for you. So I feel like there's a great worry over nothing, when in actuality, there's going to be peace and harmony. Okay, there are changes in your life going on. Some of you guys have already experienced the changes for sure. Even if it's past energy or future energy, this most definitely is giving present tense. But you're stepping into a new experience. Whatever this is, there's no need to worry. Literally, there's no need to worry. Maybe you guys been going through the opposite of peace and harmony for a while now. So maybe you just come into a certain energy where you just possibly expect the worst, not even purposely. All right, the spirit is here. It's like a spirit going right into a heart. At least it looks like a heart. It says heartache over what you no longer have. And then we have the owl. Good advice from a wise person. Maybe some of you guys, like I said, you need to hold that wisdom close. See, we walk around still holding, like, grieving relationships that are no longer here, still possessing the certain emotions that caused us to be in depression and have stress and anxiety. You're not really living. And I know, feel your emotions, acknowledge how you feel, all these things, but a lot of times we're doing the complete opposite. And we're just suffering. But this is self-imposed. So whether you have to listen to wisdom from an outside source or an internal source of you, self, please do. Because the heartache is heart aching. All right? It most definitely is. I have on a ring that says 444. And I put it on my left hand. In certain traditions or cultures or lifestyles or just beliefs, people that put a ring on their left hand, especially ring finger, it's like the marital finger. And I'm not married. Okay. But anyways. Ooh. Okay. Man. Target, man. Which one y'all think come first? Another one. Sometimes I would like combine them, or sometimes I would like say this one first to confirm this one, or say this one first to confirm this one, or this can correspond to this, or this correspond. Like, you know, it just be a bunch of stuff going on in my brain, child. But it's up to you to take it how you want to take it. So you can take it separately, you can take it together. Usually if some come out together, I like to look at it together. But you can do what you want. So I'm seeing 2 males, or at least masculine energy, or this one masculine energy, or male energy is what I meant to say. So the man here, right? China or Chinese or Japanese or Asian, you know, that the ethnicities, backgrounds, those type of descents, right? I don't, child, ethnicities, okay? Could most definitely be significant. But it says dealings or relationship with a man. Okay, and it's coming out with target. And it says a goal-oriented person. So you or this man could be a goal-oriented person. Maybe someone has a goal that they're aiming for. It could be you. It could be money. It could be this. It could be that. Child, I don't know. All right, we got the ink pot coming out. It says problems to be resolved. I feel like a lot of you guys, you're resolving problems in your life, or there will be some problems to be resolved. So why not focus on it now? Some of y'all, you may not need to, or the way that this looking, it looks like it needs to hurry up and be cleaned, you know. Ink pot spilling all over. Most definitely looks that way. But for some reason I was getting, some of you guys, it's not really like a rush. But I kind of want to be easy with what I say, because I know most people who receive readings, they take the message as if it's a personal message for them. This is not a personal message for anyone in particular. Whether I post it on YouTube, whether you see me live, whether I post certain snippets on TikTok, this is a collective message of what I just feel called to say from what I'm reading. So just take what only belongs with you. 9 times out of 10, I'm confirming what you already know. If something seems confusing or this and that, don't stress yourself out. Just dismiss the message and leave it for somebody else. Maybe in a situation in the future, it'll pop back up in your head and it'll confirm something for you. If not, I guess the message is one meant for you. Okay, your career most definitely could be significant, or career most definitely is significant. So maybe there's some changes in your life that surround your career, and that can also surround your family or your love life, right? Love doesn't have to just be based on romantic counterparts. It can also be platonic relationships. All right, but I am seeing family sorrow. So let's see. But remind you, I am seeing reconciliation. So I feel like for some of you guys, there was some type of disappointment that you had in a friend and a lover. And I feel like at this point in time, there could be some changes happening in your career. There may be a reconciliation happening in the future. There may have already been one. But I feel like there's a man, a goal-oriented person. Like they are, if it's something that they want to reach, they're going to reach it. So we're going to confirm more. Confirm more of this man and target. And oh, okay. It landed on purse. Triumph over troubles / triumph over troubles, obstacles. This is the eagle here, and it landed on top of purse, which ties to pay attention to your finances. So maybe the problems that are to be resolved has a lot to do with you guys' finances, that some of you guys could be working on getting into motion. If you know that you're not in that energy, take it how it resonates. Or maybe if you know that this needs to be focused on, then, you know, put a little effort in. For others of you, this is talking about somebody outside of your energy, possibly someone in their masculine energy, whether it's male or a woman, or it could be a male figure. All right, for some of you guys, 2 male figures are coming out in your life. There's an older man who gives possibly emperor energy. Maybe someone who could be a father figure, or maybe somebody who's just older than you. And I don't mean you're 20 and they're 22. I mean something like you could be 25 and they're like 50. You know, like something like that. But it doesn't, you know, it take how it resonates for you. But when I confirmed this dealings or relationship with a man, a goal-oriented person, I confirmed it and I got triumph over trouble, obstacles. So there is going to be, or has already been, or will be, or is some type of triumph over troubles and obstacles. It could have something to do with finances, or even though this is going on, it's still giving you that warning, like, pay attention to this. I actually don't think I had read this card to y'all earlier. It was just sitting out to the side, and that's when I noticed it, when this card had landed on it. Sometimes I've seen readers themselves, if a card hops on another card, they kind of feel like they correspond. So I guess I just picked that up from other people. I usually never really read my cards that way. So once again, they don't have to align in that way. This could be a separate message. But I most definitely do believe in magic, imagination, you know, all that good stuff. Things not necessarily being coincidences, you know, in many cases. So like I said, just take it how it resonates for you. This green energy is sticking out to me, which symbolizes money and other things, right? Yo, it's the wealth card. I'm not about to play. So most definitely your career, wealth, and love / relationships are most definitely significant. All right, so once again, as I was telling you guys, let me put these to this so that we can be more. Preston could be a very significant name, or maybe that's a name of a town or something. Child, I don't know, a beverage, something. And then I'm picking up on intuition, and that moon energy is here. So let's see, overall energy. The first card that came out was the moon, changes in your life. The main subjects that are coming out is career and wealth. So maybe some of you guys, since family or love is like bringing itself out in your spread, but we're mainly getting this more career / wealth energy, going based off of something with the ink pot, how problems to be resolved. Maybe some of you guys, you're focusing more on work, or maybe even other people in your energy is focusing in more on work and money and finances rather than love, whether it's building that solid foundation within self, healing from the relationships that brought sorrow, you know, other things like that. And yeah, something going on subconsciously. Maybe a lot of these things are happening unconsciously. Maybe there could be a bit of an avoidance, unintentionally or intention. Well, avoidance unintentionally would be just like I said. It won't necessarily be called avoidance, you know, because you're not avoiding it, really. So the message could be different for different people. And then I just thought of music out the blue. Probably because I see my phone just sitting here. Somebody could be nearsighted. And I think that means when you can't really see things, like you could be close up to things and your vision possibly doesn't really pick up on it. See, I forget things. There's an older woman on the back. Dog far away. It says a distant friend is thinking of you. I feel like someone wants to reconcile. Maybe you want to reconcile. And this could just, it doesn't even have to mean, oh, okay, let's come back and see each other's lives and kumbaya and be best friends again. Or lovers again. Or this, and that. It could really mean just fixing what transpired in the form of just healing from the things that have happened. And so there's changes happening in your life within your wealth and your career. Something threw me off. All right. Where is that wealth card at? All right. Okay, so yep. Okay, so this man, I'm not sure if it's older, younger, ethnicity wise, just a man. Could be a goal oriented person. I feel like there are problems to be resolved, and maybe this person is trying to resolve them. I'm seeing triumph over troubles, obstacles, or maybe this person is just aiming for that and they may reach it. This could be your energy, it could be someone else's. Oh. Okay. Somebody could be trying to be strong. Or confirmation one is strong and they're overcoming insecurities and obstacles and things of that nature. Maybe some of you guys had dealings or relationship with a man, a goal-oriented person, and there's problems to be resolved within the situation, but there's also triumph over troubles and obstacles here. Just take the messages how they resonate. Reality shows, game shows, could be significant. Even the show like Baddies, or maybe, I don't know if you guys ever thought about doing shows like that, but something about that could be significant. Because somebody came in here with the name Pretty P, and I just thought of that girl who was on Baddies. Because of energy, then around me. Energy number 7 could be significant. July. Ace of Swords on the back. Clarity. Communication. New communication. New ideas. New thoughts. An awakening. A breakthrough. Truth. Confirm this. Okay, what is this? The Strength trying to come out for sure, and the Wheel of Fortune is there. Fixed sign energies could be significant. Leo energy, which is also a fixed sign, could be significant. Taurus, Aquarius, Scorpio, Leo, fixed signs. All right. Tell me more about this man, this goal-oriented person. We got the 7 of Wands. This could be somebody who is possibly meditating, protecting their peace, setting boundaries, or maybe you've set boundaries with this person. Like I said, if this is not their energy, it could be yours. If it's not your energy, it could be theirs type of energy, you know, like a switch. Usually this ties to stand your ground. So maybe this is someone who's learning how to stand their ground within situations. More Leo energy coming out here. Planet Mars could be significant. Oh, yeah. We got karmic connection. This most definitely could have turned into some type of karmic relationship. Or maybe this individual is dealing with some type of karmic relationship. Whether it's people from the past, platonic relationships. All right, the 5 of Swords is on the back talking about mental defeat, feeling like one has lost the battle. Sometimes they could show up in this person's energy, like the person who feel like they've won the battle, when in actuality they lost because they were actually being cruel or egocentric or whatever the case may be. So they're looking at the people that they defeated like, ha, I won, you lost, and the people is all just down and out, beat the hell up, honey. No mercy at all. Okay, no grace, no nothing. So either this could be the energy you're possessing, they're possessing, or it could be the complete opposite, and they're on the end of feeling defeated, feeling like they lost some type of battle, some type of war. With the sword energy here, it's mainly mental. You see how earlier we was talking about the wand energy, which gives more action, energy, stuff like that. Swords energy, which is funny because we just got done talking about the sword energy right here when I was telling y'all about the new ideas and everything. It's the mental. Some people can associate it with travel, communication, mentality, justice, truth, you know, that type of stuff. But usually when the 5 is here, especially in tarot, 5 usually represents problems, not a lot of solutions, questions, not enough answers, right, type of thing. Aquarius energy could be significant as well. Somebody cannot trust someone as well. Maybe because their intuition is like on high beam right now. It's like their thoughts keep rushing in. Keep getting these thoughts, these downloads possibly even. This card usually also warns you of mental haste. You know, instead of jumping on the first thing that comes to mind, hops to the mind, whether it's an idea, a thought, or whatever, it usually warns you of haste when it comes to the mind. Manifestations, creating something, power. So there is power in beliefs and perception. I'm not saying it in a way like, oh, beliefs are your best friend. No, I'm saying whatever you believe in, make sure you be mindful on what it is that you believe in, because that will change your whole reality. If you feel like people are your enemy, if you feel like people are out to get you, if you look at the world and perceive it in a particular way, it can either be a biggest blessing or your biggest downfall. Similar to like with these situations with choosing your battles, especially mentally, because I feel like a lot of you guys, there will be a thin line between the mental and the intuition. You never know, your intuition gonna probably possibly start seeming more like what your thoughts and your logic has been telling you, right? Which in cases could be, okay, trust that. In other cases, it could be, thoughts could be tricky little bastards, you know. Can't believe everything that your thoughts be popping up with. Not only because, you know, trauma and projections and, you know, other stuff like that. So really healing would be really great. Perception. Mainly, remember we talked about the crown, so heavy on the intuition, heavy on the subconscious and everything like that. But your feelings are valid. But I'm honestly saying, I'm not saying in any particular area, but I'm seeing changes and great worry over nothing. Stepping into a new experience, peace and harmony, okay? But tell me more about this 7 of Wands. Ooh, 7 of Swords. I just feel like somebody feel like they can't trust the situation and they need to protect themselves. Whether somebody gets triggered and they respond in such a way, or whether somebody's intuition is going off about a situation, especially due to some type of past betrayal or deceit. Yeah, somebody is conflicted, confused. They don't know, like they're at a crossroads with something. Crying with a blindfold on. I feel like someone has to face the truth, but maybe this could be something that's like painful decisions, stressful decisions, avoiding some type of truth. Maybe 2 separate decisions, not knowing which path to go down, or... And I feel like that's because most people could be in survival mode. Still operating from trauma rather than their authentic selves. The world on the back. Something ending. Coming to a completion. We got clearing debts, attracting, not chasing. God is your source. Confirm more about this energy out here with this man, target, ego, ink pot energy. Okay, so a lot of you guys, this mainly could be talking about your career and your wealth, but I guess just the other minor things that surround your life, or major things, people as well. Maybe there's dealings and relationships that you have with a man. There's no specific telling on if it's romantic, platonic, or business-wise. So you will have to put that together for yourself. But the reason why I say this is because I guess it can go either way. Some of you guys, it could be tied to a romantic situation, a platonic situation, a business situation, or pretty much all of the above, or at least 1 out of 3, 2 out of 3, 3 out of 3, right? You got to take how it resonates for you. The reason why I say that is because moonlighting is coming out and obstacles and blocks are lifted. And remember that Eagle card, triumph over troubles, obstacles. So with the obstacles and blocks are lifted, it says all your good personal work and your positive energy shifts have overcome previous obstacles. And I did hear this other reader talk about how people are now coming into like change and different energies, or whatever the case may be. I feel like we're getting information on other people's lives, but this most definitely can also be your own life individually. Twin flames most definitely can be significant because I just started picking up on like a mirrored energy, how you and another could be seeing the same things, going through the same experiences, but just on different paths as different people, different whatever. But something of it is similar for some reason, because it's almost like I'm getting people personal like information and what's going on in their own energy, but then I'm also able to see that it's your energy in your reading. So y'all, I don't know what the heck going on. I don't know if it's me, but all your good personal work and your positive energy shift have overcome previous obstacles and blocks are lifted away. You will now experience progress and forward movement with your projects. Stay centered in gratitude to ensure that your flow of abundance continues. With the moonlighting energy, and on the front, this is the 9 of Pentacles. Pentacles can usually tie to the earthly plane. It can tie to health. It can tie to the physical matters of the world, whether it's finances, material aspects of things, or values and stuff like that, right? With moonlighting here, it says you can start working on your dream career. Heavy career. Part-time while keeping your other job to pay the bills. Soon your dream career will take flight and fully support you. So most definitely keep pushing with that. Like you guys, this is also talking about independent wealth. Focus on your priorities. Pay yourself first. Yeah, so that's possibly what you guys been doing, or like I said, with this energy coming out, it could just be confirming you to do so instead of focusing on everything else. Oh, this didn't work out. I'm still hurt by this, so now I can't really move forward in my life. Not saying that you guys are literally saying this, because some of y'all, this is all subconsciously going on, so you probably not even as aware of it. Now partnership is here, so it's to be a partnership with self, doing the inner child work. This would be partnership with others, whether it's past people coming in for reconciliation. It's up to you. You have free will. Or whether this is new people who you haven't met within business, within, you know, love, specifically platonic or romantic, whether it's friends, family, lover situations, right? But I feel like a lot of you guys, this is a time of security, wealth, going after your dreams, balancing things out. Maybe whomever this individual was, this most definitely was a karmic relationship. And I feel like you guys are possibly protecting yourself from this person because maybe you feel like you just don't trust them. Maybe there was lies, deceit, trickery, false mask. they're coming up again in your spread for some reason. So maybe this energy is still just significant in your life for some reason. Like I said, for a lot of you guys, you possibly haven't healed from the situation and you're just trying to move forward by focusing on yourself or your career or whatever the case may be. But make sure you move forward without neglecting the parts that you actually need to acknowledge. Yeah, because some of you guys, 5 of Cups, there's still sadness, there's still grief. Some of you guys are mourning people who are still alive. Others of you, you're possibly still mourning people who are not even alive. So, but I do feel like these experiences opened up a new chapter for you. There was some endings, but these endings brought about new beginnings, especially within yourself. 3, 4, 5, 6. Earlier we seen 0, 1, 2, 3. Now I'm seeing 4, 5, 6. Lately I have been seeing all the angel numbers, the basic numerals that goes from 0 to 10 or 0 to 9, however you want to look at it. And then next thing you know, I seen it started extending past that point to the 11s and the 12s and the 13s and the 14s and the 15s, all the way up there to the 20s, and then now past the 20s. So I feel like at this point, it's going through the whole number scheme, which can just be cycles of life, experiences, ascension, forward movement. Similar to the energy of life just keeps going on. Time waits on no one. It doesn't necessarily mean life is passing you by or you're stagnant. I just feel like wherever you are now, I don't know, I just feel like everything is divine timing. I'm not telling you slack in your life or whatever it may be, but Five of Wands, conflict, disagreements. Personality and ego clashes. I thought of Let Go to Grow, that song that's called Fertile Soil. I forgot who it's by. Let go to grow. Let go to grow. Alright. Nightlife. Any more messages here for the collective? The nighttime could be significant. Crickets. Some of y'all is silence, non-action. I'm seeing a meeting. Maybe it's encouraged. Some of you guys most definitely should get out there and network if you feel called to. Some people may not have the energy or the confidence, but I'm telling you, all of that is there. Literally. Look, divine feminine. Help yourself as well. I've been seeing a lot of posts recently that said, don't wait on motivation. Just do it. I'm seeing vacation, hideaway, adventure. Vegas could be significant. Nightlife, gambling. I'm seeing a journal. Alright, what messages here for the collective? This says, oh, I thought it said intuitive emotions. It's crazy, but it says intuitive envisions with 1111. This is the situations deck. Tell me more about this dealing or relationship with a man for the collective. In the reverse, it says trash. Discarding, throwing out. Maybe this is somebody who you've removed, released from your energy, from your life. It's in the reverse, so that brings me back to something is still in your energy though, lingering. Even if you cut them off, stop talking to them, something may still possibly be lingering in your energy. Maybe this person is going to come back. Maybe some of you guys, this person is still around, but for some reason trash is coming out in the reverse. Either you can take the messages in the reverse, which sometimes could be the shadow aspect of the energy, a more negative side of the energy, And shadow side is just more of like a darker side. And also when it comes to reversals, it can be the complete opposite of what it will mean in the upright position. Okay, tell me about this target, a goal-oriented person. Who is this goal-oriented person? Yeah. See, I feel like the more that you're not talking to someone, or the more that there's no action within a situation, is making somebody feel more obsessed. And it's reminding me of that book, The 48 Laws of Power, or wherever people be finding that information where like they just do certain like things or operate in a certain energy. Like for instance, when you pull back your energy, you don't talk to anybody, you cut all access, you're not as accessible, or whatever the case may be. All of a sudden people want you even more because you're not talking to them, or you're not giving in to this or to that. But this target, this is a goal-oriented person. This could be somebody who's silent, or there's silence between the two of you. There's some type of non-action. Maybe this person didn't put in action towards certain things. Maybe they didn't have goals or pursue them. Maybe they wanted to, but possibly just didn't have the motivation or the drive. I don't know, but we got obsession and crickets coming out to confirm this energy. On the back it says desire. So like I said, some of these, whoever this is that you discarded, but something is still lingering, there's some type of obsession here. There's some type of obsession. It says detox your friendships. Maybe this is someone who needs to detox their friendships. Maybe you need to detox your friendships. Tell me more about this triumph over troubles, obstacles. Bounty hunter. And it fell kind of on top of crickets, silence and non-action. They're showing up as chaser and hot pursuit. It's similar to like everybody wants this. Oh, this is hot. This is a sale. This is a deal. This is some, child. I'm not really saying what I want to say, but it just seemed like something that's like high alert. Ooh, 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 I want that. I want that. Diamonds, shining. I just want to touch. I just want to grab. Not in a, well, I guess take it how it resonate, but specifically with this ego energy, it's crazy because somebody is a goal-oriented person, but maybe they're just not pursuing something, saying something, doing something, but they're still like in this, I must have it though. And it's showing up also with the chaser. Well, it's not showing up together, but when I do the tea leaves, I most definitely look at those as like a story. So if I have 4 cards, I know that they're all corresponding to each other. With this is just like confirmation. And I was confirming this with one energy, not necessarily all, but I had to remind myself I'm doing like the whole story thing. So like I said, this bounty hunter energy could be somebody, like I said, they want you, especially because you're becoming, like I said, for those who resonate with the message, you're not talking. There's no action. Maybe if this is not your energy, it was theirs in some type of way. But to confirm the eagle, triumph over troubles and obstacles, the bounty hunter is coming out, which ties to chaser, heart pursuit. So it's almost like you are what someone wants. There's a bounty. This is the hunter. Whether the bounty is money, whether the bounty is a person, whether the bounty is love, whether the bounty is whatever, especially in this sense, it's just really, it gives somebody like gots to have something, even if it's a person, even if that's you. But we got karmic here, so maybe third-party connections could be significant, whether it's friends, whether it's past situations with lovers, right? Not necessarily saying an affair or sneaking around, but still lingering energy of past pain or situations. Look, you have to take it how it resonate. But what makes the connection karmic is because a lesson was involved. karmic energy doesn't have to stay in that way like forever, you know, but it all depends on the people. But maybe this karmic, yeah, see, this dealing's a relationship with a man. Most definitely could have been a karmic connection or involved, whether on your end or theirs, karmic people. Maybe whatever happened between y'all, I feel like this was necessary for you and this individual. Okay. All right, now I reminded myself, since a lot of these scenarios and cases could be very broad, I'll say them in very broadened ways, not just one specific way. So, this dealings or relationship with a man in your energy, this is a man. This could be a karmic connection, which just involves lessons, growth, awakenings. That's what it pushes you towards. The lessons bring about growth and awakenings in you and them, in both parties. This most definitely could have been somebody who you discarded. Maybe they felt like you just thrown them out like they were trash, honey. Maybe this was like vice versa. Maybe you felt that way about this person. Now, if a lot of you guys relate to it in the reverse, more of the opposite energy, then something wasn't discarded, something wasn't thrown out, whether that was the pain, the past, or this person itself. Once again, third parties most definitely are significant to the connection. So keep that in mind, that third parties also don't have to just be romantic situations. It could be platonic as well, like family, friends, external sources, whether it's thoughts, people, right? Whatever the case may be. With the target here, it says a goal-oriented person. So whoever this man is a goal-oriented person. When they have a goal, they're set out to, I guess, achieve that goal. Maybe the triumph over obstacles, the triumph over troubles, the triumph over obstacles is something that's yearning for, a goal, for like problems to be resolved. Or maybe this is actually manifesting within this connection, this person's life, your life towards this person, whatever the case may be. Just take the messages how they resonate. When I confirmed more about this man, the Seven of Wands came out. So this could be somebody who's encouraged to stand their ground. This could be you standing your ground, or encouraged to stand your ground when it comes to some type of work, action, energy, or project within the situation. Usually this energy shows up as defensive, protecting oneself, even if the world is against them, or it's 1 against 7, or whatever the case may be. Maybe this is how someone felt. A lot of times the energy most definitely could be the case, or this could just be how somebody feels, or how they're showing up, or just day-to-day things. This is a minor arcana, so it's like the day-to-day things. Past, present, future energy could be significant, but based on if this is actively going on, whether it happened already or will happen in the future, I'm gonna speak as if it's already like actively going on. This man, and this is most definitely talking about people, because you know sometimes you can pull on like the energy wise and be like, oh, this is masculine energy, but I'm most definitely, you can look at it that way if you want, but I'm most definitely looking at this as like a gender based situation. Like this is most definitely talking about a male. Okay, and remember I told y'all 2 men are significant. A man and an older man. Right now we're talking about the man right now. I don't know their age. I don't know their ethnicity. I don't know if this is romantic or platonic connection. It don't get that specific. But for some of y'all, most definitely could be a romantic connection. For others, y'all, it could be possibly platonic. Some of y'all, you possibly haven't encountered this individual yet. But like I said, just take how it resonate. In these cards specifically, it doesn't really specifically say if this is a romantic connection or not, or a business connection, or whatever, you know. And the 7 of Swords had also came out in this energy. And usually the 7 of Swords talks about a false mask. Okay. And once again, bringing us back to the past, present, future energy. This doesn't necessarily have to be going on in the present time. Maybe there was something that transpired in the past where somebody was wearing a false mask, where somebody could have lied and, you know, there was trickery, there was deceit. Or this could be in the present, still actively going on. Somebody is still showing up in the same energy. That's why it's still showing up as karmic. You know, it could be like different things. But I feel like somebody, for a lot of y'all speaking intuitively, not just on the cards. Some of y'all, and then I'm getting that, like, that image of, I'm seeing a piano, but it almost looks like the piano is something that's like not a real piano. It looks like it's a cake. You know, like people making, I don't know if y'all seen those viral videos that was going around where this lady, she baked cakes or whatever, and they look so realistic, a shoe, a purse, or whatever, but it was cake. So that type of stuff could be significant. And then I even thought of like creativity, so maybe just a creative individual, whether it's mentally, within imagination, whatever, could just be significant. And as I was saying before, y'all, the goal-oriented person could be you, or like I said, it could be this person, especially with the cards that I'm using and how a lot of times they're based. So that's why I associated this person as the goal-oriented person, but you can match it however you want to match it. This is just how I'm reading it. You know, we all have different ways of reading things, understanding things, etc. This is just my point of view or whatever. 4, 5, 6. 1122. Then I seen New Year. Now I'm seeing angel number 5, and then I'm seeing 999. A lot of angel numbers. Grip, anchor. That's what I'm saying. Something, it's like you have a hold on someone. This could be some type of spiritual union or soul contract. Or maybe there's a grip, anchor, chains, weighed down. So I don't know if this is a healthy grip, especially with that weighed down energy. Almost like, and even aside from that, what I had got, like, because if you disconnected from someone, but there's still like this, but there's still like this weighed down energy, it's almost like, and then I remember seeing the strength, like somebody fighting to be strong, to live without a person, to move forward from a person. But this person feeling like they want to reconcile, they can't really let go, and it's really pulling heavy on their energy. That could be you here. But it says soul contract, spiritual union, reconciliation. This could have been a reconciliation that already happened, something that's in the present moment, something that hasn't yet to happen. Remind you, you have free will. You can do whatever you want. Family, friend, business-wise, whatever. It's your life, okay? Just don't forget your wisdom, and don't react off haste when it comes to certain possibly things that's tied to the air energy, which is tied to travel, mentality / intellect, or mental, which is like mentality. Did I say communication? Communication. Truth. Justice. Well, okay, look, because now I'm getting confused. But confused because I'm trying to think at the same time of what I'm saying. I can't even recall what I was saying. That's why I was like, did I say communication already? So I just was losing my train of thought and what I was saying. But things that could be significant for this collective is 2 males, target, whether it's like a literal, if you type target and the emoji pop up like that, a target, darts, archery or an arrow, like of course for the target, Chinese, China, Asian, Japanese type, yeah, ethnicities, rooster or the country or farms or eagles, ink pots, maybe even primordial times, because you know back we have pens and stuff now. We don't use ink pots anymore, you know, where you get the feather, whatever, you dip it in the ink and you get the writing. So maybe back in the day those times could really be significant. I know most people believe that they were like, you can be reincarnated, so maybe I don't know if some of you guys feel called out to like these type of times when horses were a thing. And whatever I'm trying to say, okay? But wind chimes as well. If you don't know what that is, it's these. Whenever the wind blows and it touches these, they kind of touch together and make music, okay? Legs, or a leg could be significant. Whether some of y'all like, oh yeah, I got, you know, masculine legs, I did workout day, leg day. Or whether, you know, y'all had inflammation in my leg or something about a leg, okay? It don't have to resonate for everybody. But well, water energy, maybe water signs, bodies of ocean, bodies of water, I meant to say. The ocean, a whale could be significant. Maybe the species of whale as well, or like sharks included, whatever. All right, the moon is significant. Whether you're actually thinking about the physical moon, okay, or just what is can also symbolize like emotions, feelings, intuition. In tarot, it can tie to secrets, the subconscious, and stuff like that. Crowns as well, whether you think of the crown chakra or whether you think of the actual crown, you know, where they claim people as of royalty and your highness and prince and king and princess and queen, you know, that type of stuff. Crown. A man and an older man. And when I say older man, once again, maybe this person has wrinkles, maybe they're in their 50s and up. Old. I'm not saying like that's old, but but you know, not like somebody that's possibly 30s, 20s or something like that. I kind of don't really want to say 40s, but just take how it resonates. And somebody came in here with the name Precious, so I got reminded of that movie Precious. So I don't know if that could be significant to someone. Blue eyes, meditative poses, yoga poses in a way. Some people think yoga is all about, everybody has their different, because some people look at yoga as in forms of like meditation, you know, even the certain like these and everything like that, but they will call this yoga. Some people will call this meditation though. So that's why I'm saying like you gotta take how it resonates. And when I see this bubble that they're in, it just seems like a protection bubble or something. Okay, somebody watching someone behind, like, it's like kind of sneaky or watching, or it's almost creepy how it's drawn on this card. But hair is in a bun, black hair or a lighter color hair, even if it's like a very, very light brown, or a white or some, not too white to where it's like maybe a dirty white. I don't know, child. But seeing somebody in a tie, a dress shirt and a tie. Maybe they have a suit on. And I see this other person, it looks like they have like the shirt that has like this strap, and then the other one has like a different design on it. Sometimes when I don't read these things into detail, they really be significant. So I'm really just calling out whatever that could be significant for the collective. I may not have said every single thing. Blue feathers, red feathers, orange feathers, brown feathers, blue houses, yellow beige houses, or maybe a blue roof or something like that. Highlights in one's hair, whether it's black and white, or going back to the Chinese, Japanese, Asian, etc. ethnicities, you know, it can even be one's people doing something of like the culture, you know, like sushi is a huge thing. Damn. Oh, and I just had a extreme thump in my head, like a headache on my right temple. Extremely intelligent people would be significant. Most of these individuals are looked at as extremely intelligent, which most definitely are. You don't necessarily have to be of these descents. Maybe you could do something of their culture as well. Like some people, maybe anime could be significant, you know, that's from their created, whatever I'm trying to say. The mind most definitely is significant. So a lot going on. Okay, whether it's trust issues, whether it's people you really can trust for real. Some. Okay, yeah, we're gonna pull some of these. That's what I'm saying. See, this card had called out to me. Somebody is determined, honey. They determined on marrying somebody. They determined on reconciling. Determined. They try to distract themselves, but it's just too heavy. It's just too... And then this, I don't know if y'all seen that, but it's just shut closed. And I was getting this thought that somebody, like, say for instance, they're just going through your social media, and they like, man, I gotta stop this. Let me just throw the phone down. Let me just put the phone down. Like, it's like something like that. Just like, man, like I'll tell you, it's giving something like that. Somebody can even be in denial. You, them, they, whoever. Yeah, it says not facing truth. I'm telling you, somebody here is not facing some type of truth. That was what I was saying in that Two of Swords energy earlier. All right. Any more messages surrounding this? Confirm this Seven of Swords, actually. And then I seen the word micro. You know, micro is like small. So maybe something was like, somebody felt like something was so small, but it was big to the other person. Or maybe something literally was small, and just because of the way that you perceived it, it made it really huge, right? But confirm Seven of Swords. The nose is very significant. I don't know if somebody be like, oh, okay, so they snooping. There we go, because every time I see this Seven of Swords, it's like the cheeks clench up. I'm like, excuse my language, but not as much as anymore. Like in the past, most definitely. But tarot is very broad. It doesn't always have to be something negative or whatever the case may be. But this Seven of Swords is out here because of snooping. Now, maybe, once again, somebody could just be stalking your social media, getting readings on you, or driving by where you live. See this? They are both just watching. Just like watch her energy. Most definitely. Somebody hiding their true feelings. It's probably where the denial energy comes in. Somebody's sick and tired. Confirm this dealings or relationship with a man. Make sure you guys are double tapping the screen. I appreciate for those who have been double tapping the screen, sharing. I do appreciate that. Okay, yeah, red flags. Yep. Maybe y'all been seeing certain signs that trigger like, oh no, this is a red flag right here. Okay, maybe it's been signs of cheating, signs of deception. Maybe this cheating actually was a thing. Deception actually was a thing. Like I said, I did pick up on that Five of Swords energy. Like I said, maybe this person could have betrayed you in some type of way, hindered your trust with them, right? But there's still something here. I don't know if some of you guys are not facing how you truly feel. Like somebody could really do you in a way that you feel is dirty, right? But you could still like love them and want to be with them. And you could be in this energy like, nah, I'm good on them. I don't care. Like, it's fine if you want to move on with your life, but don't be in that energy like, nah, I don't, you know, just acknowledge, yeah, I actually do still love this person, or would actually want things to work out. You know, you can be honest with yourself and still want to move forward. Okay, and if this is not your energy, it's these other people's energy. Like maybe they feel like maybe they're not facing some type of truth, whether it's within themselves, whether it's how they feel about you, or whatever the case may be. But I do know that the silence is loud. The non-action is causing somebody to want to just rush in, because I feel like they don't want to miss out on something. Some people feel like they're running out of time within a situation, maybe within a situation with you. Shit, they about to pop up for some of y'all. Some of these people gonna pop up and give you a gift. You know, if this is a lover situation, we close to Valentine's Day, honey. We getting close. All right. What's this? We got envy. I feel like some people envy this connection of this relationship, or maybe shit, some of y'all was jealous of this person, envious of this person, or they was envious and jealous of you. Mind you, this has nothing to do with you. A lot of these things are just exposing people's, it's possibly why the mirror effect comes in. See, sometimes you can mirror each other's shadow aspects. Like people start bringing out things within you that possibly needs to be seen from, like, by you, you know, and maybe you even brought some things up to this person. Some people, they don't be wanting to face it or whatever. Them demons be demoning in. Them demons be demoning. See, I guess I can't do it with that word. Anemone. What's that? Nemo, Finding Nemo. Children could be significant. Somebody want to possibly get y'all a pregnant child. They want the family. Damn, they want the family too. They don't just want to marry. They want the family too. But baby, if this is a man, they're gonna have to understand. Look, women, when they have babies, everybody's trying to say, oh, this is, because like I said, everybody has their different beliefs. Some people feel like we shouldn't be out here having no sexual relations, popping no babies out. Other people feel like, I mean, yes, you guys are. If you weren't, it wouldn't be able to happen. You know, and I'm just like, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. But all I know is, if this is a man, it is a man actually, they need to learn and understand a woman and the woman's body. And I don't feel like you can really get it for real until you have locked a certain level of emotional intelligence, etc. It has nothing to even do with specifically, oh, since I'm not a woman, I can't really sense how they may feel. It's more of a heart thing, not a gender thing. See, gender was created by human beings themselves, just like beliefs were created by human beliefs. We all come into, like, that's why I'm saying sometimes beliefs are beliefs. Like, that's just what it is. A knowing is a knowing, a belief is a belief. But I ain't even thinking it's all out. You know, I let people live their life, how they gonna live their life. Whatever you do, that's you. Whatever you want to do, whatever you believe, that's you. All right, I'm not going to project my own beliefs or whatever I got going on onto you. And I would hate for somebody to do it in return, but guess what? I just look at them like, forgive them for they know not what they do. You can have a certain level of like a high IQ, a high EQ, and you know, that's what can really help you. I made a post not long ago that said, shit, for y'all who are really like tuned in for real with your heart space, you can really use that to your advantage. And for these people who are like empathetic and, understanding, that can really help you heal for sure, because you can understand how people may show up in the way that they show up, and it has nothing to do with you. Like, you don't have to take it personal. You can even understand how people can even come into a certain space and in a certain energy. But I feel like, honestly, when you have trust issues with a person and your intuition just gives red flag, there may not even be any red flags to be, well, I'm not going to say there may not even be any real true deception, but only because this person I ain't gonna say caused or anything like that, because I'm sure this wound has already been opened. This person just put more salt onto it, right? So I just feel like in certain cases, yeah, most definitely some deception could be going on, and in other cases, whole time you waiting for the other shoe to drop, and it's never going to drop. And maybe this is a situation where this person needs to hear, right? Maybe they got trust issues and they just waiting on the other shoe to drop with you, and they like, are you dumb? This is a beautiful divine feminine, beautiful divine masculine. But like I said, remember we talked about that brick wall situation? It's like when people just can't see, they just can't hear, it's like, what more can you do except for acknowledge how you feel, your feelings are valid, and tend to yourself, So, I mean, people, they gonna have to come into things, honestly, on their own. That's possibly the whole thing about, you come into this world alone, you gonna die that way. Like, it's just giving that energy, like, shit, you gotta most definitely, I can't force you, I can't be a savior, it's something has to possibly shift in you. You have to have an awakening or something. But, because sometimes you can talk a good talk, be the most wisest person ever, sweetest person ever, and people still not gonna get it. They still gonna feel like, oh, nah, I can't trust her, or whatever the case may be. Or, nah, I hear you, that sound good, but nah, like bringing us back to that stubborn energy. Well, actually, this don't even say stubborn, it say arrogant and boastful. But remember, I told y'all that was two separate people, but that don't mean we have to limit it to just that one person, y'all. But anyways, ooh, and then love affair on the back of the deck. It says secrecy, third party, hooking up, STD. God damn. So some of y'all, maybe cheating was involved. And honestly, if you were the one, and like, if somebody cheated on you, we ain't talking about them. Okay, we ain't talking about them. I don't really recommend connecting back with people who cheated on you. But I try not to give my 2 cents in certain situations like that. If somebody cheat on you and you just take them back, that's you, no judgment, okay? But some of y'all, maybe you were the one who hooked up with somebody, It can always be a vice versa thing, okay? Keep that in mind. But I just feel like, I don't know, some of y'all, you see this as like a karmic relationship or connection, while possibly the other person see it as like this meant to be soul, spiritual union, contract, whatever. Maybe some of y'all see it in that sense as well, but I don't know. It's just like we all have free will, And I guess when people go through what they go through in life, and then they try to come into a connection with somebody when they haven't even come into union for real with themselves, as in the form of loving their inner child all over again, reparent, and not even all over again, for the first time, actually, reparenting their inner child. Because sometimes we come into a life with, we don't have the best parents, right? Or other people don't have the best parents. No shame, no disrespect, no whatever to them. Not really disrespect, but no, making people feel bad or whatever. Because I know that people don't think that they're going to grow up in the world and be the most hated person. We all start off as children, which I feel like children are innocent. Most people feel like they're demon seeds already. They popped out the womb a devil child, but I don't really. Look, we all got our different beliefs. But me, I honestly feel like people, like that situation of product of one's environment. Like, you have people that you watching, picking up on. Yes, we still have our own soul and spirit and our own mind and everything else, but kids, most definitely, I feel like, just like how there's a lot of racism and everything going on, that was most definitely taught. That was like, people don't just be born racist. Like, that's how I feel. Like, I just feel like some things are just taught, viewed, programmed, like a lot of different stuff, you know. This is not dismissing or validating how people show up, or whatever the case may be. Like I said, your feelings are valid, etc. But remember when I told y'all, choose your battles, especially mentally. Like, you don't want to have in your mind, this person deceived me. Now, next thing you know, you're gaining insecurities and trust issues that are hard to release, etc. So maybe just rebuild, you know, within stuff. I see y'all doing your thing within career, or if you're not, something is going to shift within your career and your wealth. But everything matters. It all matters, not just like one thing. Okay. But anyways, let's see. So tell me more about, okay. Tell me more. Yeah, see, fighting. That was that five of wands that came out earlier. You know, that's the conflict energy that we was talking about. It's, look, trust issues. I'm telling you, I'm telling you. You and this person most definitely could have trust issues. Like, but it didn't start with y'all. Like, yeah, y'all may have played, like, danced around each other's insecurities for sure. And it 9 times out of 10 possibly wasn't intentional. You know, sometimes we just all have our own traumas, and a lot of people, they don't mean to hurt you, and they do. Once again, this is not dismissing or invalidating what you went through, how you felt, etc. I'm just giving you the other side of things, like how there's a spiritual side of things, a religious side of things, a psychological side of things. I'm possibly giving you the psychological side of things, right? The psychology of things, the science, in a way. But I think I was telling y'all about my ring earlier, but it says 444. Usually I've learned that 444 is a sign of protection, whatever it may mean to you. Some people look at 4 as a stability, etc. But as tarot is broad, I feel like numbers are just as broad. It's like a lot of different meanings, you know. And these are all beliefs. You could say 4 represents desperation, hell, or a more positive sense, love and light. You know, it's just, you create your reality, you know. So create your reality. Either you can live a life filled with resentment, bitterness, dwelling on things that, you know, has already happened, you can't change, or you can take the lessons as blessings in disguise. Forgive people for they know not what they do. Whether you're religious or not, honey. I'm not religious, but I most definitely can connect with certain things that are said in religion. I probably don't agree with every single thing that be getting said, but I'll switch it around to where it resonates with me, you know. But so I see y'all career significant, your wealth significant. These 2 males are significant. And if this 2 male energy is more of a metaphor, then it could just be either masculine, it could be mature, ready, especially with that older energy right there, whether it's mature in age or mature within knowledge or whatever. We got unemployed. Shit, some of y'all could have been at each other's throats just because life wasn't the way that, you know, you wanted it to be. Like, specifically with men, if they're not where they want to be in life financially, etc., child, you might as well let them going on by their business up on over there, especially if they haven't learned certain things with how to properly show up, you know, not even as a man, but, you know, within their hearts, you know what I'm saying? Because that will most definitely have them walking around here like mad at the world, taking it out on people who didn't do anything to them. When somebody money looking funny, they can most definitely start taking that on you. So some of y'all, the fighting happened because of, like, people feeling broke, like a bum, not having no motion, being unemployed, like different stuff like that. Maybe even vice versa. But confirm more about this dealings or relationship with a man. Oh, and then I had got like this energy of like somebody being on the DL, like having a don't get stressed out, okay? That may not be for anyone in particular, but and maybe some of y'all, this is a fear or a worry that you have, your person being on the down low, honey. But it says make it rain. So yeah, dealings a relationship with a man, something tied to money. It says manifesting abundance, legal matters in your favor, unexpected money, promotion, entrepreneur. For some of y'all, I feel like you brought abundance to this person's energy, life, wallet, etc. And then I thought of, well, y'all got the complete opposite, but you're naturally abundant anyway. So I mean, that's the case. Maybe some of y'all felt like this person played a huge part in why you could have, your blessings was possibly delayed, or whatever the case may be. 14, 14, these ones and these fours, honey. Okay. Mirrored numbers. This email came in. It says you had a reason. Don't give up. And that's coming from this all casting thing. I think that's for like people who want to be an actor, an actress, that type of stuff. But yeah, it says sneaky, mysterious, hiding information. And then intimacy is here. I just feel like karma is at play. Divine intervention. Okay, it says facing their demons. I feel like you helped someone awaken, and they possibly helped you learn lessons, but also awaken and grow. Like, I just feel like, you know, that most definitely happened. Some of y'all, or this person, could be unsure on a reconciliation. Possibly because it always, like, there's reconciliation and then it gets toxic, and then now y'all back broken up, fighting, some end up broken, whether it's somebody hard or child, some physical. But stubbornness is here. Somebody being sick and tired, focusing on self-love because they are of high value or feel they are high value. And maybe somebody knows that you're a high value, and that's what makes everything even much worse. Like, damn, I lost my job. I lost my woman. I don't have no money. This is going wrong. It's like a whole bunch of stuff. Now people are just reminiscing, looking at your photos and stuff like that, while you, on the other hand, are focusing in on self-love. And I mean, maybe they could be doing these things. Like earlier we picked up on the journal. I don't know if you're journaling, they journaling. Mind you, past, present, future energy can even be a thing. So I'm not sure if this person has changed already. A lot of times change most definitely does not happen overnight. But I feel like, y'all, this is not your first rodeo. Also with this person, it's just been a lot of ups and downs. So even though something doesn't happen overnight, maybe as the more and more and more and more that a person experiences something, go through something can possibly, like, I don't know, sink in. I don't know, but karma is kicking somebody's ears right now. Okay, and maybe they're coming into, like, once again, I feel like you just helped a lot of individuals, even outside of this person, grow, awaken, and vice versa. They helped you grow, awaken. And I'm not saying that, like, oh yeah, give these people they props because they did. No, it's just more of so, like, that's what karmic connections do, right? Karmic connections don't necessarily have to be bad people, but, you know, it just, relationships or connections or people that trigger growth and awakenings and, you know, stuff like that. Then I thought of change. So maybe just something had to change with you, with this person, in your lives individually, whatever. But this person could be focusing on money while their life is falling apart. This person could want to cater to you in these certain manners. And for some of y'all, these people could finally, or eventually will finally, overcome certain things that has been going on. So maybe they're sitting down somewhere, facing their demons. Mind you, the reading is timeless, so this could be actively happening. This could be something that is to come in the future. Is possibly not, they're possibly not there just yet, or whatever. But I feel like these people most definitely want y'all back in their energy. And the more that y'all don't talk, and the more time that goes by, it makes them even more obsessed with you. But individually, I feel like y'all got your own stuff going on. They got their own stuff going on. And I feel like problems are just problems to be resolved. Things that needs to be focused on and whatever else. That's what's going on. There's some things that needs to be focused on. So maybe this person, that's what they're doing. And I guess they have no choice but to let you be in your own energy. Some of these people, they want to talk to you. Some of these people, it's going to eat them up so bad to where they can't contain themselves anymore, and they're just going to pop up on you. Whether it's like, it's going to be a surprise though. Like, even me saying this, it's still going to be a surprise. Every time I say something going to be a surprise, even if you try to remember, nah, surprise. Like, I'm telling you. Because, you know, sometimes you go, well, how is it going to be a surprise? Because you didn't told me it's going to happen. I'm going to expect it now. That's the point of it being a surprise. You ain't going to expect it. So, whenever they hit you up or pop up, it's going to most definitely be unexpected. It's going to be like, surprise, or it's going to be a surprise. And when I said surprise the first time, like when I was like, surprise, it gave me like a birthday or surprise or whatever like that for some reason. So maybe that can be more of so how you feel inside. Like, it's going to be, like, maybe something's going to make you happy. Because, you know, sometimes you will expect yourself to be looking at this person upside the head. Like, what the hell you doing? If you don't get the hell out of my porch. But maybe you're going to be shocked and possibly show up in the energy of more welcoming and this and that. And, I mean, that can happen when, you know, time goes by. For sure. Even, it doesn't mean that the wounds have healed and everything else, though. But time does heal. To an extent, you know, you also got to do the work. But when I say time heal, I don't mean, oh, all the work has been done. I mean, it's just easy. It's not like a fresh open wound to where you just like depressed and straight. You probably had time to get into a better energy. You know, you go from wanting to strangle somebody the next minute to just looking at them and not wanting to strangle. But my poor baby, my Jarvie, why are you down here? Child. Up. Jonesy, up. Go lay down. Whole thing. And it can also be in this sense like somebody sees something. And I wanted to say maybe somebody just don't have the capacity to care as much, but it don't even have to be that. Because remember I said maybe somebody wants something, they want to do something, but it's mainly like possibly don't have the drive or feel like they have the tools, or it's just something like that. But we've been talking about this situation for a while. I want to move over into different aspects of the reading itself. Confirm more about the Seven of Swords. Double life. It's coming out sideways. It says liar, deception, in another relationship. Now, all of these things don't have to be going on, or it could have happened in the past, or it could be actively like, you know, a thing. You just have to take it and resonate. Confirm Seven of Swords. Ooh. Determined. Persistent. Still holding on. Yeah. Somebody is still holding on. They're ashamed. Something backfired. Somebody got caught up, whatever. Let it go to grow. Why is Make It Rain out here? It's coming out kind of sideways. It seemed like it want to come in the reverse. Addictions, roller coaster, toxic connection. Yeah. So like I said, a lot of you guys are in no contact with this individual. I feel like it most definitely did turn out to be some type of karmic connection, or maybe if this person has some type of third party, whether it was a past lover or a family member or a friend, whatever, that could be karmic related, where this person most definitely needs to detox their relationships, their friendships, or whatever the case may be. Maybe this is a time for you to do this with this person. You know, sometimes when you go into lover situations, you never have the chance to become friends. Some people, they're friends first and then they go into, you know, lover town. But a lot of times you don't have that. You didn't get that chance to actually build a friendship or possibly even build something on solid foundation. And even if one did, sometimes you can still show up in a way that you possibly never intended to, never wanted to, etc. But you're kind of almost like bound to do so because you have like healing and everything that needs to be done. Sometimes you show up exactly how your father or mother did or would have, or whatever the case may be. You, for example, your mom got into relationships quickly, married people who possibly weren't marriage material, and the same thing can happen with you. You got into relationships quickly, married somebody who wasn't marriage material, like, you know, similar to like that. Sometimes it's not something, surprisingly, it's related to science. It's like, it's crazy. Like, that's why I feel like science has its own magic about it as well in certain cases. But yeah, this man is very goal-oriented, but I guess there's something getting in the way of them like reaching these goals or having the drive or determination to. It's like they still have this, they're naturally this, but I just feel like something is interfering with who they actually are. And a lot of times if something is interfering with one's authenticity, it most definitely has something to do with trauma. Like, that's what I discovered as I was just living life, etc. It's why I call myself a wise counsel, etc. And speaking of that, if you guys are ever looking for, I don't just do readings and everything like that. I am also a wise counsel, holistic consultant, multifaceted advisor, divination practitioner, etc. Right? All of that all together, it just means I can give advice in many areas. A lot of times I speak based off my own wisdom, and I don't mean a situation where you have that one uncle who say, "Nah, you don't want to get married. I've been through that." It's deeper than that. All right. I help people overall in many areas of their life, many situations, okay? And I do mentorships, life coaching. I have certain services that you can get for up to like a month long. We work together. I also work with children, if you guys ever have children or know of children, because a lot of times this stems down in our childhood. You know, if we knew of self-love at a young age, a lot of things, I feel like the world will most definitely be a better place. A lot of things, like I said, it stems down in the childhood. So when you go ahead and tackle it right then and there, man, I just wonder how the world would have been. But the thing is, we have to move forward. They say not to live in the past and too far in the future, child. But it don't really matter what everybody else say, right? But yeah, so like I said, with these energies that came out, it could be confirming things that have happened already. Be mindful that all of these things does not have to be significant for you. Okay, it could be 1 out of 3, 2 out of 3, or all of the above, right? It can also, for some of the things that came out in reverse, reversals could be read in the complete opposite, in a shadowed or darker aspect, or in a more potent energy of an upright position. Okay. But some of y'all, these people, most definitely, you have trust issues with them. And they could be denying how they feel about you. They want a commitment with you. I feel like they want to have y'all on lock. Like, on lock. Some of these people probably already feel that way. Like, nah, this is my person. And I don't really like doing that whole my person thing because it seems a bit, like, possessive. But I guess I'm still, after my experiences, especially with this recent situation, I'm not going to really base it solely on that. I guess with certain things that I come across, even on social media, especially at, like, a certain period of my life as well, I was intaking certain information. And my brain, it took it and ran with it, child. It took it and ran with it. And it was some things that I was listening to or hearing that I kind of connected with. Like, in the sense of, it could also have a little something to do with my personal experiences as well, in romantic connections as well, to the point to where you'll go from, oh yes, the happily ever after thing exists. You do have that person that's out there for you, eternal love, all the way until you're old and gray, whatever, and then it'll go to, nah. Maybe there's no such thing as a monogamy. Maybe people, like that saying that's going around where nothing is yours, everything is temporary, like that type of stuff. So cognitive dissonance most definitely could be a thing. Two separate truths or ideas or thoughts or paths could be a thing. Being conflicted between the two, whether it's two separate people, two separate ways of living, thinking, whatever, right? Especially going based off that Two of Swords energy. But all of this stuff is pretty much popping up. Some of these people, I don't know if certain things are getting better in their life and there's still other problems, or if there's problems and eventually these people are going to be overcoming certain things, if not all. But at the end of the day, it's a struggle. People are going through it. Karma is knocking somebody out right now. And the more that you don't talk to them, the more that they want to talk to you. The more that they think about you. They want to reach out, but they possibly realize the pattern. And maybe y'all had a conversation and they're probably going based off that. They looking at y'all like you don't play no games. Even when it comes to the bedroom. But we ain't talking about that. But they're like, you don't play no games. And I'm seeing the rainbow energy. I don't know if somebody had like an experience when they were young and they experienced a situation, girl, boy situation, rather than girl, boy type stuff. It kind of sounded a bit weird since we're talking about youth. But maybe something weird could have happened in someone's youth. So root chakra energy most definitely be significant. And these sunflowers are calling out to me, which made me start thinking of the solar plexus, maybe the sacral chakra. But yeah, I feel like this person has like a lot of work that they need to do. And I feel like experiencing a relationship with you, I thought of humbled them, but mainly just really help them like mature or something. Like false person. But some of y'all see this person as a false person. They most definitely could be not fully showing up as their true selves. Third party situations going on, and I feel like y'all are choosing to like move forward from this situation. It really all depends on what your situation is. Remember, this is not a personal reading, it's a collective. I'm not speaking to anyone in particular. Sometimes the message may sound like, oh yeah, she's talking straight to me, but this is not a personal. So if something resonates, okay, cool, trust your intuition. Okay, if it seems like kind of confusing, you don't know, maybe get confirmation by trusting your intuition, going within, getting a reading, a personal, or maybe just maybe everything will come to you later. Okay, sometimes that happens if it's a message for you. All right, but yeah, and then we have twin flame, and then I'm seeing headed towards calmer waters. And remember, we had talked about that energy of patterns being broken, or expect good things this time around, because it's like something is like changing. Whether this is with this person, within your love life overall, within different situations within yourself, because a lot of times that's where the real change happens, when you shifted some things within self, right? Whether it was the mind, whether it was this, whether it was that. Something about the skin could even be significant. Hair bumps could be significant. Goosebumps could be significant. Like, maybe you guys have like intense energy. Somebody most definitely see you as somebody who don't play games. And you know how some people usually look at women as fragile and sweet, and or in a sense like easy to get over, or fool, or whatever, weak or whatever, fragile. But this person looking at you is like the complete opposite. And they still have so much passion for you. I'm seeing somebody, I don't know, almost like lingerie, but it don't really fully look like lingerie. It just look like they don't have on a bra, and they have on like this I don't know, gown or robe. It's not even a gown for real, because it don't cover right here. But I mean, everybody has different things that they call things. Some people may call that a gown, but I'll show y'all the picture. And then she has her underwear. So they could be significant. Long hair, orange hair, brown hair. Hair in a ponytail, hair slicked back. Could be a thing. Aquarius. And then something felt like it had bit me or something. So I don't know. When you think of something like that, I'll probably think of ants. And it's funny because I did see the ant energy come out. Usually ants can tie to hard work. And you know what the ants do? They be getting together, working together. And they be working hard for real. And I also would think of like possibly like a flea or something. Because I don't know. I think a flea bit me before, child. I don't know. And it was not a good feeling. Similar to like it's not a good feeling when an ant bites you. So whatever I had felt, which I felt it on my butt, I was like, ow. I don't know, they could be significant. And then I thought pain in the ass. So I don't know if somebody was like a pain in that, like a like childish stressful situation. Somebody most definitely could be doing things to themselves. Child, when it comes to you, somebody could see you as an angel, someone who's very powerful, magical. Maybe they've had magical experiences. Maybe when they got into your energy, they feel like they can do anything, etc. But I feel like you coming into this person's life was divinely guided. Them coming into your life was divinely guided. Not because God or whomever you believe in solely was like, yes, I want you. I want you. Let's make magic. That could be a thing. But mainly like based on free will. And, you know, if you believe in all the destined stuff, then maybe that could just be significant for you. But yeah, I feel like, and then I thought of one man's trash is another man's treasure, but somebody is not realizing your value. And they don't want to just walk away or throw you away because they know that you're valuable. So I feel like maybe this person is going to try on their end to clean themselves up, get into a better energy so that they can be with you. It's like somebody is going from clown to emperor. But I guess you walking away is what helped this situation. But I feel like divine, God was most definitely surrounded in y'all's lives individually, together. This person most definitely is holding on to you. I feel like the passion that they have, they still have a lot of passion towards you. It's a lot of lust, obsession, addiction here. And some of these things can also be internal wounds that they most definitely need to heal before y'all can even come back into some type of union. I feel like an ascension is necessary because y'all are ascending. If this person is not ascending, they won't be in your life because you outgrown like certain things. And y'all moving quick. So this person ain't gonna have to catch up. If they shift, some of these people gonna remain the goddamn same. Vampires. Or maybe vampires could just be significant in y'all energy. Remember we talked about that envious energy? So let's get more energy on that. Confirm envy. What is that energy? We got financial support. Maybe this is tied to some type of financial support. Somebody is envious of some type of financial support, some type of child. Maybe child. Confirm envy. Who's envious? Who's jealous? Okay. It says caught. So maybe this is tied to insecurities. It says red-handed, secrets exposed, surprised or shocked. So maybe there's a situation where somebody was surprised or shocked. Caught red-handed, secrets were exposed, and they got jealous of the situation. What I'm thinking of is like somebody who, like, say for instance, you started talking to someone else. Now this person who possibly fun with you, they get mad, they get jealous. Like, that's what I really was thinking of, honestly. Sagittarius energy could be significant. Aries and or Leo. Yeah, all the fire signs actually are significant. It's heavy fire out here. Heavy mental and heavy fire. It's not as much water energy out here. I did see the temperance, which usually ties to peace and tranquility, which goes hand in hand. You can talk about balance, other things. Tell me about this older man. Dealing with a relationship with an older man. Okay, so this older man could be connected to toxic people, who has addictions, gives bad advice, most definitely gives wrong crowd. Or maybe this older man is someone who is a toxic person, who has addictions, gives bad advice. Is basically someone who most definitely is a bad influence, or it's giving wrong crowd energy. And then it says message. Okay, it says communication, conversation, expressing feelings. So maybe this could be like, you'll have to take that how it resonates. Because if I look at it as me, right, I'll probably take it like there's communication issues within this situation with me and this person, especially based on negative communication, control, whatever, right? For another person, they could possibly think of it as communication is coming in. Somebody's going to be expressing their feelings, or it could be encouraged, right? I don't feel like readings ever really try to sway you on what to do. It's really just like a guide, or already confirming things that you already know or whatever, because these are tools. It's not necessarily meant to be used as, oh, so what should I do? Should I do this? Because that basically takes power away from you, from being the one that's in charge of your own life, right? Similar to God is not telling you go this way, go that way, but I'm going to support you with wherever way you go. And that's the thing about free will as it is. If you need to bump your head, you're going to bump your head. You know, that's just what it is. Sometimes it's inevitable, right? If you knew better, you would do better. So if you just don't, you just don't. And I mean, we got to take the lessons, we got to look at it as lessons are just as grand as blessings, right? Came up with that saying a while ago. Okay, separate from confirm envy. So somebody could be envious of how attractive someone is, obsessive someone is, or they could be envious of how someone else is infatuated with a person. Remember, I was picking up on that like hater energy, and I'm gonna use this deck specifically to get more energy on that envy. Now I don't know if people, this man is envious of you, if you envious of the man, and that couldn't necessarily be within the financial aspects, within like who a person is aspects, or maybe this is somebody that's envious of you and this person, especially when y'all be on good terms and everything like that. They could see the love, they could see that this person is really into you, they could see that you're really into them, like, you know. Yeah, mentally, emotionally unstable, child. Ooh, that's what God, I'm telling you, like the divine, the synchronicities, man. See, I was waiting on this card. I mean, I was thinking of this card before I had got the deck, and when I thought of it, I was like, oh yeah, this. Let me get this deck. This is the card that I thought of. The third party stitch. Usually, it talks about third party affairs or interference. And you see how there is two people here, and then there's one in the middle, but do you see the difference in the picture? And then you have in the back with these people thoughts, you know what that usually symbolizes, somebody like cursing or saying some foul language or whatever. This person is smiling. This person, it looked like they have like a light smile. It's not too like, you know. And this person they have is completely, baby, the smile is upside down. And they're in the back. So it's like giving this energy like somebody is hating on one or both people. And then you look at this. Don't these kind of look like the same people? I mean, she has different colored hair now. So maybe some of you guys, you could have dyed your hair. Or maybe somebody could have changed up their hairstyle. Like the male could have changed up their hairstyle. Like say, for instance, they had dreads and then they went to braids. Or they had braids and then they went to a low haircut. The woman herself could have had like dyed hair. And the hairstyle kind of looks the same. So maybe this is a person who, I mean, maybe they did change their hair up, but it was a time where it probably remained the same. I don't know, child. But black obsidian could even be significant. But maybe the woman was a person that dyes her hair. It doesn't have to be, but these things I'll always be knowing. The pictures itself be really significant. All right, now with this twin flame energy, usually twin flames, the purpose for these connections is to help you grow and awaken, evolve through self-reflection. And it's funny. It's funny because that's literally what karmic, similar to like what karmic connections be doing on the cool. But not everybody associates twin flames as karmic, but sometimes twin flames can turn into a karmic relationship. A while ago, I learned that karmic doesn't have to just remain in that energy. It can go from karmic to divine, but I haven't said that in so long to the point where I probably don't even believe in it no more. But I don't know. I never really deprogrammed from that belief and reprogrammed to something else. So it's possibly still there floating around in my subconscious, but maybe somebody can even see you as rising spiritually, professionally, emotionally, whatever the case may be, especially after their period of destruction. They possibly expected something different. But you guys are so filled with love. Maybe somebody just, like, it's giving defamation of character, like, created some type of slander. Y'all, I've been scratching my nose every time. Every time I channel, my nose always, like, it's so annoying. But right here in this area or whatever, it will get to itching. Now it's starting to go like towards the inside of my nose now. It never really did that. It always was on the outside. And then look, I'm seeing message. So something is possibly going to, like, some message is possibly going to be shocking. I'm seeing nice guy. Maybe the nice guy turns, there's like two separate, it's the nice guy and it's the karmic. The karmic could have turned into the nice guy. The nice guy could have expose his true colors as the karmic, or maybe these are two separate energies. Child, look, there's a lot going on. Confirm envy. Yeah, confirm envy. Somebody could be envious of one's path. Yep. Similar, it could be like crab in the bucket energy. Look, distant future. Maybe some of this hasn't yet to happen. Maybe when somebody starts becoming more famous or more this, that's when the envy is going to be really less hard to miss for real. But maybe this can even be when somebody gets some money in them pockets. Okay, confirm envy. Who is envious in the collective? It says awakening. Some of y'all are going to become suddenly aware of something. Maybe this is going to be something that someone is envious of, or somebody could be envious of your mind, your awakenings, you being able to have a child, some. Or maybe you're going to have an awakening on what this envious situation is. Who is envious of the collective specifically? Who is envious of the collective? Maybe somebody who be having thoughts about you. who tried to end something or didn't want something to become anew for you. The child in the reverse is coming out. An actual child could be significant, or fresh starts and new beginnings. But with it coming out in the reverse, that's why I had said it how I said it in the beginning. These thoughts can tie to ideas or opinions occurring in the mind. So maybe somebody who has ideas or opinions occurring in the mind, or maybe when you started, maybe you have an idea of who this person could be, maybe trusting your intuition with that. It says false documents, info, statements, or agreements. And then so maybe a fiery energy, but somebody who has like earth placement, Taurus, Capricorn, and or Virgo could be significant. And then we have bondage here. I'm seeing tears, somebody with their hands covered, their mouth covered. And then it's like, this is my first time seeing this. It's almost like something is like in their mouth right there with this bandage on. And then I just thought of somebody playing games with somebody. Then secondly, I started thinking of maybe trying to give them a way to breathe. Or even now I'm thinking of not being really able to talk, in a sense. Like only being able to say certain things, but not too much for real. And it's like relationship. So I feel like somebody could be envious of somebody or like you because you are somebody who's possibly very sexy, successful. That's how they're viewing you, as someone who's sexy, successful. This actually says single as well. So y'all, either you sleeping with the enemy or this older man is envious, like type stuff. So either it could be a romantic connection or it could be platonic connection. It could be an Aries, Leo, and or Sag, Taurus, Capricorn, and or Virgo. It doesn't have to be. Maybe they can have these placements as well. But I feel like somebody can also be envious of your maturity or your spirituality, your path, who you are, like different stuff like that. You're a boss. And mind you, these are people's own insecurities. Them feeling like, you know, they don't possess these things or whatever the case may be. But I most definitely feel like somebody could be envious of a relationship. If it's not somebody who you were in a romantic relationship with or had a relationship with, whether it was platonic or not, they most definitely could be envious of a relationship that you have with another or will have with another. It's really like not just one thing. It's envious in different departments, even in one's path. This could be somebody that's showing up as a vampire, somebody who drains your energy, or whatever the case may be. Tell me more about this older man. Tell me more about this older man, this arrogant, boastful person. We got the Nine of Cups. This is possibly somebody who is selfish when it comes to their own needs, right? And it's fine to be selfish in like certain cases, right? There's nothing wrong with doing things for self and this and that, but you wouldn't really call it selfish. So usually when the term selfish comes up, and the reason why I'm associating it with the Nine of Cups, because the Nine of Cups is usually fulfillment, wish fulfillment. The traditional tarot has a man sitting in a certain form with cups to the back of him, which looks almost like trophies, almost as if he's proud of what he's accomplished or whatever. And it's like emotion. So it's mainly, you know, the cup energy, water sign energy ties to relationships, love, emotions, intuition, creativity, you know, those type of things. And usually it represents wish fulfillment. So maybe one's wish being granted, or whatever. Ooh, and then I even got this energy, and then this person looked like they just sitting back relaxing, starting shit and then just sitting back relaxing. But I got this energy that somebody could actually be feeling good about, you know, one's downfall. Oh, your relationship not working out? Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. But deep down inside, yes, or whatever the case may be. Or even in one's face, they could be, It's similar to like if you having a bad day, this person is having a good one, you know. And by all means, just because somebody having a bad day don't mean you have also had a bad day. But in certain cases, if somebody that you care about is not feeling their very best, that could affect you in some cases. You know, maybe this is somebody who you feel like is valid, accurate, somebody who can be trusted, or maybe they feel like that you can be trusted. And maybe they don't help, because if they not trustworthy, they probably don't trust no damn body, right? But more about this older man. Either your energy could be of the Nine of Cups, or this person could be in this energy. And usually when you talk about the Nine of Cups, if we relate it to two people, right, and one person, and we have this person who's in the Nine of Cups energy, this basically means somebody is basically emotionally fulfilled individually. It's not a together thing. It's like an individual, like individual happiness. I can't really explain it in the best way that I want, because I can't really recall how I used to say this energy when it would come out. A Queen of Pentacles. You could have Libra placements, Earth placements. Beautiful energy, actually. You probably have an awesome birth chart. Like your sun, moon, rising, etc. is probably like interesting and cool. I'm seeing quick communication, quick travel, quick action that possibly happened in the past, that could be happening in the present moment, or is to come in the future. Tell me more about this Nine of Cups energy. Okay, this is the Five of Pentacles. So when it comes to this older man, we got the Nine of Cups coming out here with the Five of Pentacles. If you ask ChatGPT what this energy is, they ain't gonna give it to you to the T. But me, however, sending this energy, Five of Pentacles is usually like poverty, but it's temporary financial hardships as well. And then I wonder why we're talking about specifically this. Because usually how I would have read the cards was like specifically card by card associated like that. But I'm getting this more intuitive energy to where, hence why I was talking how I was talking before with the whole somebody just sitting back, relaxing, looking at somebody's life crash down, and they just sitting happy like, you know. But it's given like, I don't know if somebody, even if they're struggling financially or whatever the case may be, they still show up in like this good energy. Like it doesn't really affect them as much. They can still have a good time, enjoy the day or whatever. And I'm also getting this other energy that some like deep down inside, and this could have started in someone's youth. Maybe somebody could have been a troubled teen or whatever. I'm picking up on Taurus energy, but it says not even teen, troubled child as well. Maybe got into certain things at a young age, whether it was guns and other stuff like that, just possibly hanging around the wrong crowd. I don't know, but going back to what I was saying, it was giving this energy that somebody on the inside is like completely life destroyed, destruction, going through it, childhood trauma, etc. But on the outside and how they present themselves, they're coming off as this person who's happy or peaceful or real. I don't know, but I'm seeing like a person who can, like, if we had 10 people and we just pay attention to them individually and they are all going through financial hardship, it's like these people or this one person is just standing out as, I'm still a happy person, you know, I'm still grateful for like these things. So it's like giving me different energies, like people who possibly don't fold under pressure, or they're very optimistic and hopeful, and they don't really let the material aspects or whatever get to them or whatever. And then I'm getting this other energy where somebody on the inside, they're going through it, but on the outside they're presenting something like the complete opposite or whatever. Abandonment could even be significant. Feeling abandoned, left out in the cold, even if it's financially. And then I'm thinking of like revenge. Oh, child, it's somebody could want revenge. Maybe you towards this older man, or this older man towards you, or maybe that don't have to really be significant for y'all. But let's see. Confirm envy. Confirm envy. Why is envy here? Confirm envy. Yep. So like I said, a lot of you, your ex could be envious of this new person or anybody who is attracted to you in any type of way. And for others, you know, amongst possibly other things. And if this is somebody who's basically giving enemy, then they possibly could be envious of you, low-key. But aside from that, if it's this older man energy, then wait, what was I about to say? Was I about to start on the older man, or was I just about to say something else? Oh, okay, so going back to this other energy, like this envy energy, because like I said, be somebody envious of you, your relationship with this person. Maybe an ex of yours, maybe an ex of this person. Okay, maybe this older man here. I don't know. Okay, it really all depends, child. It really all depends. But with envious, it says unemployed, planning. Like I said, when y'all start coming into bank, the month January could be significant. We are about to head out of January eventually. We ain't there yet, but we towards the ending of the month. You see these color coded what's the names? That could be significant. Okay, calendars, planning, whatever. But this energy actually does say planning. It says text, phone call, meeting up. So the envy energy can even tie hand in hand. When I was telling y'all, some people, they're trying their best to, you know, stay away or whatever, but it's going to just eat them up so much inside. Maybe they're going to even start hallucinating, having dreams or something to where they feel like somebody else is about to take their place. And it's crazy because they don't even have a place no more. Like, are you crazy? Some of these people, they probably is a little crazy, y'all. Because what are you talking about? What do you mean your place? The collective don't talk to you no more. Like, you know? So, it's really in many ways, y'all. We can really go, like, in many ways. I'm a Gemini in Mercury. So, y'all, trust me when I say I'm going to move on from this. Because we're going to be on this all day. All right? Let's see. Now everything is just itchy. A dermatologist or the skin or whatever could be significant. Itchiness, possibly something biting somebody. I don't know. Could be significant. Be mindful of somebody trying to run towards you, but still lost, still showing up in like a particular energy. So keep calm, keep cool, and collected. Trusting your intuition with a situation, because somebody is wanting to offer you some type of commitment or whatever the case may be. Yeah, because y'all single. Somebody's single and somebody is searching. So either it's like single and mingling, or single and searching, or single and people are searching for you. It really all depends. Tell me more about this career. Obstacles and blocks are lifted. Moonlighting energy. Yeah. I'm seeing desire and grip. Some of y'all, I'm telling y'all, things are shifting and happening within your career. Obstacles and blocks are being lifted. All right, we talked about this energy earlier, so if you missed it, don't worry. This video will be uploaded to my YouTube. Make sure you guys are double tapping the screen before we get off of here. I usually would like to aim towards 100,000 likes. Sometimes I get carried away in the messages to where I don't even really be looking at the screen. Or specifically my face. Or reminding people to like double tap and like stuff like that. But whenever it pops up in my head, I'll try to let y'all know. So Don't forget, you guys, to double tap the screen. If you would like to send in gifts, I would greatly appreciate that. Like, seriously. Okay, Gemini energy out here, Sagittarius. Yeah. Yeah. What's that song? That's by what's his name? Burna Boy. And that's an artist that's like, I don't really want to say reggae, Afropop, yeah. Afropop and stuff like that. So that type of music could be significant. Ooh, Ace of Cups on the back. Yep, tell you, somebody want to offer you some, but there are relationships coming in, especially new relationships, new friendships, new emotions. Okay, this is energy that is of like outpouring energy. Literally, it's just on here, it's not that exaggerated, but it's still letting you know that it's overflowing or whatever the case may be. But an overflow. And remind you, I already told you with the cup energy, it can tie to love, emotions, relationships, intuition, creativity, you know, different type of stuff like that. And usually when you think of this energy, you think of new love, new friendships, new relationships, right? Stuff like that. And for some of you guys, if this is like people returning, then it could just still be like the same, just like in a renewed sense. Like, oh, a renewal of love, you know, whatever. I meant to say or whatever. I left out the or, so the whole way I said it kind of sounded a bit like I don't know. But I just keep picking up on this envy energy that I just don't want to leave alone. But okay, I'm gonna let it go. I'm gonna let it go. And then I thought of confidence, being confident in oneself, trusting in yourself, etc. Here we got endings. Some of you guys, there's endings and beginnings happening within your career as well. Why did I put that deck up? Okay, I can still grab it, so it's fine. Let me see what this deck talking about. Confirm this Nine of Cups, Five of Pentacles, sideways. We got the Coffin kind of coming out. Transition. Angel number 19 here. 1 ties to the new beginnings and the fresh starts and stuff like that. 9 ties to the completions and stuff like that. And it's the Coffin here. So like I said, you don't have to read the cards in this manner. If you want to, you can. I feel like it'll resonate either way, but Coffin is out here, which usually ties to endings. Maybe a literal coffin or a funeral could be a thing, laying something to rest. And when it coming out sideways, this makes me feel like the energy is not 100% in that energy. Sometimes I look at it as like a time base. Like if it's showing up sideways, sometimes I would think something is coming to an end, or there was something that has ended, but still something is still there. And it brings me back to, remember when I was talking to y'all about that trash energy, how it was like in the reverse. And then we have despair here. So I feel like we right on the money with it, because this Five of Pentacles and this despair energy most definitely. Oh, and that's funny how 3 and 2 is the number 5. I feel like they correspond for sure. And of course, you know, these are oracle cards, not a tarot deck. That's tarot. It looks different because it's not like the traditional Rider-Waite images. This deck was created by Intuitive Kev. So yeah, they drum pretty differently, but African American people can be significant as well. Or I know a lot of melanated people don't call themselves African American. So whomever you are, whatever you align with, okay, melanated, bronze colored people, etc., could be significant. Yeah, pathway of change. I'm telling you, changes in your life, honey. It's going to be some changes in your life within your relationships, within your intuition, subconscious, emotions, feelings, your love life overall, which I told y'all is not limited to just romantic connections. Love can also be in the form of platonic connections as well. All right. Maybe cleansing something, dusting off something. This can even be not even necessarily cleaning, but that most definitely could be a thing. But you know how we was talking about detox your friendships? So it's like similar like that. Dusting, like freshening up, dusting off some, child. Dust yourself off and try again. Okay, something. I don't know, something. But back to this Nine of Cups. Let me see. Confirm this older man. Ugh. We got great fortune. And then we have thief. Poverty. Remind y'all, if this is this envious person, or if this is a person that also has envy, because remember I had seen that pig energy, I had picked up on greed. So I feel like this is a person who, like, this can be like metaphorical, right? The poverty and the wealthy. Man, these messages really be deep for real, but the cards can't talk, so. But I just feel like these messages really like deep for real. Child, just be mindful. Trust your intuition, because a lot of things most definitely are not what they seem for real. Sometimes you may think you can trust something or a person or whatever the case may be, but they're really deceiving you. In other cases, you possibly still have trust issues in certain situations, and you feel like you can't really trust the situation when you actually have nothing to worry about. So in this matter, like I said, you'll really have to trust your intuition, child, because everybody's situation is different. We all are in the same collective. We're able to pull messages, but we all may interpret them differently, perceive them differently, have different realities and stuff going on. Like, so you just have to take the messages, how they resonate for you. Confirm more about this older man. What's going on with this arrogant, boastful person? A child. So this could be somebody who you have a child by, who has a child. You're their child. Maybe this, instead of being a literal child, maybe just fresh starts and new beginnings could be a thing. And then we have 777 on the back of the deck, sudden wealth. It's almost like this older man, whoever this is, it's like went from poverty to like a wealthy man. But I feel like this was money that was stolen. And if this is not necessarily talking about money, then that's when the metaphor comes in, and it could just be like maybe an energy thing. Like how we talked about earlier, how somebody was really in Five of Pentacles energy, but they were presenting to the world the Nine of Cups. With this detox your friendships energy, it says your abundance flow is being affected by the people with whom you're spending time. So be discerning about your associations and relationships. Choose to be with people who are inspiring, generous, and supportive. And I feel like that's the same advice that this person and whoever that older man is need to take, should have took. Okay, the name K is very significant. I'm seeing that name twice. Oh, wait. No, I'm not. Okay, but they could be significant. Okay, maybe keys could be significant. Okay, the age 19 through 32 could be significant. And you know in astrology how some people be like, oh, Saturn return, or oh, the year of this. Like, you know, it's that point in time where there's like this huge gap or this period of time where in certain people's lives and in their ages are very significant. Oh, like when you turn 18 and 32 and 51, these are going to be very significant time. Like, I don't know, like, what is that astrological, what is that? I don't know, but maybe astrology could be significant, numerology, a thief. literally, this older man it says great fortune. So this, in the past, you had dealings or relationship with an older man. In the present, you have dealings or relationship with an older man. Or in the future, you will have dealings or relationship with an older man. And this older man is connected with great fortune. So either they're going to possibly help you come into this, or they have created this for themselves. It possibly wasn't in an honorable way. Maybe they stolen it. This is someone who's arrogant, boastful, someone who you should not cross, because I guess you never know what they'll do or what's going to happen, because it seems like they could care less if they in this energy. This is the energy of greed. This is a thief. This could be somebody who's on their deathbed, or maybe something that could be significant for this situation is the coffin. Okay? Maybe they passed away. Maybe... Maybe this is somebody who's going through financial hardship, but they just kick back, relax for real. Age number 19 could be significant, or 2019 could be significant. 2024, the age 24 could be significant. 2026, or the age 26 could be significant. February and January most definitely could be significant. Even the zodiac signs of those months. Okay, angel number 32, or the age 32, or 2032 child could be significant. March 2nd, January 9th, February 4th, February 6th could be significant. Maybe adding all these numbers up together, simplifying it. When I say simplify, it kind of sounds like you taking something away, but in the sense of just like combining it. Like if you add up a number together, two numbers like 9 and 9, and it gives you 18, simplifying it would be just adding the double numbers together. You know, maybe some people, they'll take it away however you see fit. Okay, maybe that could be significant with all the numbers that I called out, or just adding them all together individually. Like 3 and 2 is 5, 1 and 9 is 10, 4 and 2 is 6, 6 and 2 is 8. So 6, 8, 10, 5. It almost sounds like I was saying the even numbers, but then the 5 came and it was odd. And then speaking of that, especially with that trusted energy, because like I said, a lot of y'all, this could have been somebody who you felt like was valid, accurate, somebody who you trusted, or whatever the case may be. Maybe somebody trusted somebody with a situation, especially a financial situation. This person turned around and just was a whole thief. They went from poor to wealthy, but this was not honorably. They stole this from someone. They could have stolen it from you, somebody's child or something. Now they're going through despair. They're probably looking for work, but ain't nobody hiring. Or maybe they're unable to work. Maybe there's somebody who on their deathbed. Maybe y'all are connected because of a coffin, a death, a funeral. Maybe some of y'all did a ritual or something around this situation. Maybe they did some type of magic. 34% battery. Maybe it's could be somebody who phone be dead or go child. I don't know. But I need to stop saying I don't know. We got, oh, I thought that was a 9. It's a 6. But I thought of 9/11. So maybe the 9s and the 6s be calling out to y'all. Whether you see a 6, you probably will still look at it as a 6 or a 9. It don't matter. But maybe the year of 6 could even be significant. You know how this last year was the year of 9. Now we're in the year of 10, the horse. Last year was the year of the snake. So maybe that's like the year of 6 could be significant. Maybe a person with a life path of 6. 11, when I look at 11, it looks like a pathway. And we talked about a pathway earlier. So see, it's just really all just like not feeling like things are a coincidence when you see them. The images, the colors, if something is outside, inside, what's going on. This most definitely look like a slot machine. I ain't gonna say it look like it is a slot machine. It's 777 right there. What you think of when you see that like look, right? And then it's like gambling. And then we talked about Vegas earlier. Maybe this could have been somebody who gambled. Like, you know, that you just put stuff together like that. That's really what be happening. Intuition, reading cards, it's really like that type of stuff. Like, read cards, you either go based off intuition, what you see, what you feel like the traditional way of what it is. Like, really, that's like how it's being read. Okay, and then this is also having like coins, right? Pentacles. Some people will call things the king of coins. It's switched to the pentacles because pentacles is not just limited to coins. Pentacles, you can actually look at it in many areas, like health and this and that. When people think of solely coins, they think of actually like just coins. So that's when it shifted over to like pentacles or whatever, because pentacles can be more generalized instead of solely finance. Yeah, official person. I'm telling you, maybe you thought somebody was official and they really wasn't. Somebody was concerned towards a love situation, a marriage was involved. Child, we get into some for real. They're gonna mature man again. Thoughts. It's crazy because when I was reading this energy, I never once thought about this associated with the older man, and it don't have to be. And for some of y'all, it most definitely is connected. Some of y'all is towards this person, and it really all depends on who you are. When you hear a message, you will know how to take it for you anyway. All right, they go that 6 again. And earlier, I was about to tell y'all that I see angel number 44, and I forgot. So when I ended up seeing this 6 again, which reminded me of the other 6 we seen earlier, I thought of the double, so that's why I was like, oh yeah, 4. But 6 could be cinema. You could be seeing 6s, you could be seeing 9s. All right, 4 is significant. Oh yeah, whoever this is, they old. They old then, because then I started thinking about the ink pot again. I mean, they don't have to be 80, but I mean, some of them, they could be pushing it. Main male journey 101 is significant. 110, 10, 110. Yeah, endings, new beginnings, fresh starts, solutions. Yeah, it's like, I don't know if this person had like a history of women coming into their life who were the pieces to the puzzle, the this, the that. Most definitely didn't give burden. Most definitely didn't give user. Most definitely gave, this woman gave you motivation, inspiration, this and that. And maybe that can even be who y'all are to the men that come into y'all lives, especially for the women, because I know mainly in my audiences be reaching like women specifically, especially when I'm not on live. But gender fluid by all means, whether you're male or a woman, but I mainly was speaking in the sense of, take how it resonate, but I was mainly picking up with the male and women gender, right, that humans created. It don't have to be a thing. I was mainly getting this energy how the women really, I'm telling you, prizes for real. And when they come into connection with a man, when the man come into connection with a woman, if the man fumble, then I feel like that's gonna be how the relationship go. If he don't fumble, he gonna be successful as heck. This and that. It's almost like the women bring something out of the men, the potential that they have, the potential to be rich and wealthy, the potential to be the best person that they could be, the potential to come into a successful life or a union or whatever the case may be, right? Women, most definitely, this is not me excluding men from being able to be in this energy, but, and I shouldn't really have to say this, but I don't really want people to feel all like a certain way, but it don't really matter if you feel a certain way, because maybe if you do, that means you possibly misogynistic, but or you got problems with women or something. Look, main female, main male. A couple most definitely could be significant. A marriage most definitely. But anyways, 31 is there. Tell me more about the career. Look, some jealous and envy is still coming up. Jealous, damn. In the jealousy and envy, it says feelings of insecurity, fear, and envy over lack of status or possessions. So I'm telling you, you got the status, you got the money, you got the people that's running after you, drooling after you, whatever the case may be, and then these people are looking at themselves as like possibly a piece of turd. They don't got no money, they insecure, they got fears, fear of this, fear of that, fear of abandonment, possibly fear of this, fear of whatever. So now they looking at you whole time. They not even realizing that they too have something within them. You know, that's the problem that people be having. Usually what someone sees in you, they can see within themselves, but it's something. The way that brain is child, I can't even think. But the way that brain is man, I can't think. What is that word I'm looking for? It's like I would think of the word, and when I try to say it, it just won't come to mind. But the way the brain's set up, child, instead of looking at things in that perspective, it's like the complete opposite. So maybe they're the brick wall, child. Maybe they're the, you can say whatever you're going to say, it ain't going to get through. Okay, you can feel however you're going to feel, they don't give a damn. Okay, it's like similar like that. You can be the most wisest person trying to help somebody. So this may be like a too far gone energy type shit. You shouldn't really expect too much from this person. Okay? Keep your expectations low with this situation. Some of y'all, you probably ain't talk to no more. I don't know. Confirm the older man. This is somebody who could be an ice king. Somebody who could be a oh my gosh, I can't think. Maybe it's gonna be people who gaslit you, did some type of mental magic or mental work. Child, I don't know. Look, we got mentally and emotionally unstable. Woo. And then remember we was talking about the whole men thing earlier. Let me stay on. Ice King. It says King of Swords. Yeah, okay. Thank you. Alright. In the tarot, this is the King of Swords. Okay, usually looked at as a person who's head over heart, who could be a bit logical as well, but also somebody who can even be looked at as intelligent. But yeah, this most definitely could be somebody who's mentally and emotionally unstable or emotionally imbalanced, you know, not really having a high EQ. And most definitely could be somebody who's like a jealous person, or maybe they were jealous of their mate. Maybe they were jealous of who was drooling and after their mate. This person could have been married, or they were a couple with someone. Child, what is hair doing here? Who hair is this? So yeah, cheating most definitely could have been a thing, because who hair is this? I mean, of course, it's possibly mine from somewhere, but y'all, I haven't been wearing weave in ages. So I'm just like, how the hell did this string of hair just pop out of nowhere? And I cut my hair like a while ago, so I got a short hairstyle. Look, entity attachment, that's all it is. I'm trying to tell you. And we got healer. You're a healer for real. We got the veil, something's been revealed. We got a Jezebel, lustful energy, thoughts. It's a lot of stuff going on, honestly. Confirm this career energy. Mind you, all of these things don't even have to be separated in specifically. All of this can be combined. For sure. For sure. Yeah. Okay. Anyway. Focus on your priorities. Visualize abundance in all forms. Sever vows of poverty. So, aside from the moonlighting and obstacles and blocks are lifted when it comes to, of course, career and, you know, wealth and other stuff like that, focus on your priorities. So some of you guys, like I said, you could be focusing on these things, or you're encouraged to. Usually, if a card says focus on your priorities instead of you are focusing, sometimes it most definitely could be encouraging you to focus. But I know, like, from other matters, intuitively, when you don't just go based off exactly what the card says, you can also look at it as an energy that you're already in, or something that is encouraging you to do. If this is not your energy, it's somebody else's. But focus on your priorities. It says when you put your focus, when you put your focus where you receive your outcome. Where you put your focus is where you receive your outcome. Okay, I kept skipping over is because I thought it was a typo for some reason. But it says, where you put your focus is where you receive your outcome. Your priorities are calling to you, which may produce a feeling of anxiety unless you give them the time and attention they and you deserve. Even a small amount of time devoted to your priorities will help you feel better and more confident. Now we have, that's how this looks. You can't really see as much. Sometimes it looks a little blurred out. She has flowers on her dress. Melanated lady holding the lanterns, reminding me of the Hermit card, because in the Hermit traditional tarot, it's this being, looks like a old man. I guess you could look at it metaphorically as someone who's just mature, not mature, wise, right? She has wings. It looks like she in a whole nightgown with a what's the name, but she also in the clouds, so some of y'all dreams could be significant. Your angels or something could be significant, but she's the one that's holding the lantern. Ancestors could be significant. I mean, this could be you or someone else. But it says, visualize abundance in all forms. Yeah, see, she's actually on the front of the deck. This is the abundance. Angels of Abundance oracle cards. So all of these beings that we're talking about are angels of abundance. So angels are significant, abundance is significant, especially abundance in all forms, because this card says visualize abundance in all forms, and she is on the cover of the deck. But it says, God gave you such great spiritual power that everything you visualize eventually becomes reality. Hold a steady vision of that which is beautiful, healthful, positive, and filled with blessings. And that is what you will experience. Similar to a person who's trying to bounce back within their health, their relationships, their energy, their momentum, their career, their finance. Baby, I'm telling you, visualize abundance in all forms, because you are someone who can most definitely, you're a powerful manifester. You most definitely, I'm telling you. Now, it says sever vows of poverty. And this was something that was confirming out with your career. So that's heavy on your career as well. But confirmation that it's not just limited to career. All right. Now, sever vows of poverty. You can't really see that as much. Like I said, if you guys want to get these cards for yourself, sometimes they may even have like a little online thing of this, so you can be able to see the artwork. So mainly it's like if you try to look up the guidebook, you'll get a little glimpse of a picture maybe and other stuff, but maybe you can just look up the artwork if you want. This is a deck by Doreen Virtue and Grant Virtue. They have the same last name, so it's like either people who are in a relationship that's platonic or romantic coming together and creating something as well, whether it's a baby, whether it's something within a career or a business that some of you can get money off of, but that could be significant. All right, it says, dear one, there's no need to suffer or sacrifice. Hold the intention of undoing any vows of poverty or self-denial that you may have made, consciously or unconsciously in any lifetime. As you do so, all effects of these vows will be undone for everyone involved in all directions of time. That's a powerful energy. That's a powerful energy. Beautiful, beautiful artwork. Can't really see it. That's a lady, an angel specifically. It almost looks like think of somebody who has like body paint on. I thought they said perfume water. So perfume that has like this light smell can even be a thing, because I'm thinking of perfume that's being diluted, child, whatever I'm trying to say. Look, give me a break. All right, dilated, I know that's something with the eyes, so maybe I'm meaning to say diluted. Look, give me a break. Windfall, waterfall of abundance, unlimited ideas, savings. God is your source, love, and God is within you and all around. But don't forget that. Don't forget that. So it's some beautiful things that's transpiring and happening within your career and your wealth. And a lot of you guys, you have the power to manifest exactly what you want in your reality. Relationships, career, wealth, all that. I'm trying to tell you. Some of y'all, you already know this. But maybe sometimes you come into doubt. Sometimes you lack faith. Sometimes you forget that the universe is abundant and so are you. Like, I don't know what y'all be going through in y'all life, but don't forget to follow me if you haven't already. All right, 22 and 28 could be significant. Official person, expectation. All right. Tell me more about this older man. I'm telling you, they steady picking up on this money stuff. This is somebody who doesn't have an unlimited. It's crazy because they came up as the King of Swords. That's how you know it's less of intelligence and more of head over heart energy and logic and everything like that. So they probably low-key would come up as the King of Swords in reverse as well, but it was just in the upright. I don't know if I shuffled it and got it in the upright or if I was just flipping through and just, I don't know, child, but unlimited ideas was coming out in reverse for this person. Maybe they ran out of ideas. Maybe they never had, maybe there was somebody who was still other people's ideas here. She can't think on their own. If they are going to have some thoughts, it's probably going to be thoughts of, you know, they conscious creeping up on their ass and everything else. Little do you know, you never know how somebody, like, they could be trying to present this certain image on the outside, but y'all really, them demons and that karma and them thoughts of everything that they did that was deceptive and everything else is really eating them up. Now, I don't know if that's for everybody, but I know it's about this older man right here. Fraud. Be trying to show up in a certain way. They ain't fooling nobody. They do be fooling people for real, but they ain't fooling nobody. I see you, my guy. I see you. Some of these people didn't really want me to do this message. All this interference, all this extraness. Now my freaking wrist starting to hurt. It was just starting to feel better here. It's too much going on. So maybe actually doing some type of protection and stuff over y'all. Yeah, don't be telling everybody your business. Okay, you don't keep your relationship private because, oh, you just listening to everybody say keep your relationship private. No, it's because people, like, evil eye can be a thing. I mean, you have the choice to not believe in evil eye, and maybe you won't ever have that reality. Because I honestly do believe whatever you believe in will be your reality. But for those who already just believe in that or experience that and they just resonate with it, this person most definitely could be the types of evil eye. You talk about what's going on with you, school, work, life, relationship, child. Look, some of y'all, this person could have did a number on you. Like, I'm sure you went through so many things in your life, but I feel like this person also could have helped do some type of damage to your mental or emotional stability. Or maybe they were the type to, like I said, going back to that woman-man thing, how the woman really is, I'm telling you, true gem, blessing to a man. I'm not saying men are whack and they need women. Okay? But I feel like the women really help men come into their power for real. Like, men, for some reason, are always looked at as so powerful and all this stuff. But I'm not saying, like, this is like an overall thing. Like, every single woman and compared to every single man. But when we're talking about divine feminine energy towards the masculine, it's just beautiful energy. It's just beautiful. Now, mind you, divine feminine and divine masculine are not genders. Some people look at them in that way. You can if you want. It's your life. You do what you want to do. Believe in what you want to believe in. But spiritual or religious leaders could be very significant. The Hierophant is here. Heavy Taurus energy, bro. Heavy Taurus energy. I mean, the earth energy been earthing. Okay? Whether we talking about wealth or we talking about Capricorn, Taurus, and or Virgo. When I thought of Capricorn is them signs for real. They be so career or work driven, etc. So maybe these people have some type of Capricorn placement or just that energy or whatever. Maybe this older man could have dealings or relationship with a man as well. Like maybe they have a child that's a man, or maybe they were married before, or something with a marriage. Maybe there was an affair that they were in, or that somebody that they were with was in. Maybe a death happened. Maybe this person is deceased. Maybe she was probably gonna pass away soon, or maybe something was an end, but it's not fully an end. Child, I don't know. I do know, but when I say I don't know, I just mean it can be anything. Okay. Especially because, child, this is a whole collective. It's like a lot going on. But where's my tarot deck? Where is my tarot deck? I've been looking for it. I've been I was trying to avoid picking up this tarot deck that I put up, which is crazy because I actually was not trying to put this one up. I was trying to put this one up, but it's not a tarot deck, it's an oracle deck. So me not wanting to get it is crazy. But let's see. Any more messages for the collective surrounding this this career? We got the King of Cups and Judgment. Some of you guys, your career possibly is based on spirituality, awakenings, emotional intelligence, giving good advice. Maybe you were this unexpected mentor. Maybe it's encouraged to connect with a mentor. I mean, I'm not going to tell you what to do. Okay? I'll just say support. And instead of me saying, oh, this is encouraged, because when I was learning tarot, I learned that some things, especially with the court cards is the people in the deck, which is the king, the queen, the knight, the page. And I had learned with them that they are personalities, characteristics, people. You know, so it's giving you the characteristics or traits or personalities of people, right? And a lot of times it can also be encouraging you to be in that energy. So if you were facing a certain situation and you was like, how would it be best to respond? You know, and I know I also learned that it's not really the best to ask should I questions or like this and that, because it takes the power away from you, you know, operating. It's like you're basically going based off of what tools are telling you instead of living your own life, you know. So that's why they say like these tools and everything is not really like a necessary thing. People just like use them, but they are a form of divination. I like divination. I'm a divination practitioner, so I like cards. I like reading cards for real, but we don't need them, right? They're tools. You don't need things outside of yourself. Nobody needs things outside of themselves, but that don't mean that you can't benefit from them or tap in more, or you know, whatever case may be. But if you get this energy, it'll possibly be encouraging you to be more in your heart space, be more in a emotionally intelligent energy, okay, whatever case may be. But this energy had popped out. Oh yeah, when I was texting about career, I mean, it didn't really pop out, did it? I can't even remember. I told y'all, see with the mind, I don't know what's going on, honey. I don't know what's going on. I'm telling you, heavy mental or mind, something going on, child, something. All right, look, Knight of Swords. All right, confirm this career. Yeah, big changes, big opportunities. Ooh, more air energy. Justice. I'm telling you. Fairness. Some of you guys, your career is going to be based on maybe justice, maybe truth. You know, maybe something dealing with the law or whatever. But it makes sense. Some of y'all can have Libra placements. You know, having Libra placements, it most definitely would not be surprising if you have a career or a job that's based on the law, especially if it's like your own business you create, 9 to 5, whatever. But if it's your own business, going back to that judgment energy, which is talking about like the awakenings and this and that, maybe y'all are people based on like you speak truth. You possibly go based off of the breakthroughs you've had, your clarity, stuff like that, you know. Now this, when the career is here, it doesn't necessarily have to be the things that I'm saying. That could be a thing. Yes, that could resonate. But tarot, like I said, is very broad, so it could be many things. I didn't specifically ask what is the career for the collective, you know, but when I had seen the energy, that's instantly what I had like called from it. So as I continue to sit more on the energy, it can also go over into other areas of one's life and talk about other things. So Maybe there's going to be some type of justice. Maybe legal proceedings or the adjudication system could be significant. All right. But as I told y'all before, the justice energy overall, you see the balance. You see, this usually thinks, and I don't know if y'all ever been in the court of law or if you ever seen something, but they usually, I'm not going to say usually. I went to the court recently and I seen that they had a lady look similar like this, but it was like black. I couldn't really see the structure of the face, if they had anything on their eyes. It was just like a black statue. It was very small though, and I was like sitting further away, and it was like behind the judge. And this is basically was the image of it. They had like the little scales and everything. Usually this individual, well, I'm not going to say usually, because I had thought of the Queen of Swords, but that's just the sword energy. Either you can think of wielding a sword, you can think of the scales. But yeah, career-wise, maybe justice is being served. Maybe justice will be served. Maybe your career has something to do with being of justice. It could really be many things, guys, okay? Thank you for double tapping the screen. Welcome in. But I'm telling you, somebody is hating. I don't really like too much talking about certain things, but I guess when a message, you know, if a message needs to be said, I'll get called to say it or whatever. Similar to like when I don't really want to talk about the people who collective. What you doing? Like sometimes I just be like, ew, you know? But now at other times I really be like, what's going on? Or whatever. But it be times when I be like, ooh, I don't want to talk about this. I don't care. I don't want to hear this. But I'll still like say the message, because you never know. In certain cases, the messages, I'm telling you, it really be timeless. It can resonate today, it can resonate tomorrow, it can resonate 5 years from now, 10 years from now. I had readings that I'll be doing that a message I did a year ago, 10 months ago, etc. It'll resonate. And a lot of times when I was doing messages, see, that's also how you learn. Like I said, that's when I created that saying, you'll come into what you need to come into, just keep experiencing, because, you know, you live and you learn, literally. Bringing me back to that other point I made when I was telling the collective, how do you think the first person taught themselves something or discovered something? Like people are really powerful. How do you think the first person taught themselves something or discovered something? Like people are really powerful. You just gotta. I guess at times confidence would be a thing. Oh, somebody sent me a gift. Hi, Raven. Thank you. Yeah, if I missed the gifts, thank you guys for the gifts. Because I just see your name. It says 164, if I'm not mistaken. I see you 2K with the 12. All right, but I probably missed it if you sent me a gift. So thank you. Thank you guys for the gifts and the shares and the likes. I appreciate that. For anybody who followed me, thank you. Don't forget to follow me, guys, or you may never see my face again. All right, I do have a backup account. Everything that you need to know is in the link in my bio. My payment options. I have a website, but you don't book there. You let me know what services that you're looking for or wanting. I also have free consultations. And that's when you'll send in your payment. I have different prices for my readings. I have like 3 separate prices. I have 3 separate prices for questions, because I think I said readings, right? Look, I don't know. Different type of prices for readings, for questions. Okay, right now this is a collective for anyone who does not know. Collectives are for people, the world, I guess, who possibly feel called to get a message. Not for anyone in particular. Okay. Personal message or more personal for you. For the querent. The querent is the person that the reading is for. The person who's getting a reading. So that's the collective is more of a plural way for the querents. Okay. Dang, what was I saying? Oh, okay. Sorry, you guys. Like, see, when you get the channel, that's how I'm able to tell you guys. Like, I know from my own personal life and energy, the things going on with the mind. Trust, I've been experiencing some memory loss. I most definitely can't really remember my life for real. So I know it's like on a personal spectrum. I'm already knowing what's up, but it's like not that. It's more so what's going on in the collective. It's like, that's why I was telling y'all, see, some of these people could have like hindered something within your mental, whether that could have been gaslighting, whether some of you guys are experiencing cognitive dissonance, possible even memory issues, whatever the case may be. But I just know, like, this whole memory thing, I feel like it's most definitely like a message for sure. It's a part of like something going on. But, and look, imprisonment, you can I think of, sometimes I thought of the Eight of Swords. The Eight of Swords is like, remember I told you about the sword energy, the mental. So it's like somebody being trapped in the mind and stuff like that. You have that problem too. Yeah, it's crazy. I literally cannot remember. See, I need to make more videos, more content surrounding like podcasting and stuff like that, rather than reading specifically. Because readings, it's cool and it helps me tap in with like things of the subconscious and like other stuff like that. Even if I do like a personal read, like, it's great, right, grand. But also similar to like journaling, is different, right? It's something that you're just in the flow of. It's not something influencing something. And a lot of times the cards and everything else don't have to influence me necessarily, but at times it most definitely can. Because if none of these things would have came out and I possibly would have just been talking to you guys, I'm sure I probably wouldn't touch bases on some of these things. But I mean, I could have. I don't look. Okay, look, that's what I'm saying. This Gemini and Mercury that I have, I just be here, there. Okay. But I just tell myself, it's the refined intellect. It's the refined, okay? You got to talk nice to yourself. It's the truth, though. It's the truth, too, though. Okay? Welcome to the team. All right. But see, child, I lost my train of thought. But, yeah, okay. Yeah, okay, look, this energy came back out again. I'm telling you. But imprisonment, that could be a thing. Maybe this person, these people most definitely could have been in jail before, in prison before. Will be. Okay, this can even be people who come off as a bully, but they get bullied low-key. So they possibly be trying to prey on people who they feel like won't fight back, stand up for themselves, etc. Ooh, remember I picked up on that DL energy? So, child, maybe they didn't find them a boyfriend in jail. And they didn't ask that person out, honey. And that person didn't ask them. It was just like, pull my pocket. Y'all know what that means? Grab my pocket. When somebody make you grab their pocket or whatever. Child, it's crazy because I learned this when I was like in freaking middle school or something. Was it middle school? Child, I don't know. Child. But usually it's like, okay, you my bitch now. Sorry about that. Excuse my language. But I know what other ways to tell you. Oh, thank you. That's so cute. So y'all, look, it's really giving it. And this low-key could possibly be people who come off like, this never happened. Like, look, this can also be your energy though, very much unbothered and gifted for real. Man, you really need to tap in. Like, I don't know, your ancestors is very significant. You know how like you can grow up in the world depending on how you raise. Like I said, regardless of being lied to, misled, misguided, mistaught, I feel like you will still come into whatever you need to come into to shift you into your authentic self. I feel like that. I don't know. I don't really want to speak for the world, but it happened to me. Just because it happened to me, I guess it don't mean it can happen for everybody, but at the same time, I think it could. I don't know. But only reason why I say that is because I guess how certain people have different experiences, right? How we can go through trauma and still be the grandest person ever and not dish out trauma to the next person. However, other people go through trauma and they most definitely, nah, I got my heart broke when I was 12. F everybody. Nah. You know, like that type of energy or whatever. So I'm just like, okay, we all went through traumas. I ain't saying one person trauma bigger than the next. Nah, trauma is trauma. I've managed to still be like this being of this. So that's why I'm saying maybe just based on what people go through with their experience, it's just, I don't know. I'm still sitting with myself on this. I never really sat with myself on it. I guess my brain just be doing stuff in the background, and then whenever I talk about it or come into whatever, that's when I talk about it. Maybe I just sit with myself on it. But anyways, because my phone on 60%. Gotta finish this little message that I'm trying to say, child, and get on up out of here. But I know I probably said 3-4 things that I probably did not finish. Okay. Yeah, it be like that. It be like that. All right, tell me about this moon energy. Tell me about this moon energy. Okay. Tell me about the moon energy. Okay. Intuitive Kev. Most definitely can have something to do with your intuition. You could be changing. Most definitely. I did pick up on that ascension energy, and it's funny because awakening is out here. The moon, like I told y'all, it does tie to the intuition. Trusting your intuition, specifically in tarot. But these are oracle cards. But like I said, I guess it don't matter. It just all depends on who you are, how you know, just take it how it resonates. You can leave the message for somebody else if you want to, child. Don't be stressing yourself out when you be hearing readings. All right. Let's see. Why did I pull these? Why is these cards out right here? Why? 5 of Wands, 3 of Cups, Intuitive Kev. Maybe your friendships, your social life could be significant. Conflict, disagreements, intuition. Changes in your life. Changes in your life. Like I said, we talked about this already. A lot of times, the oracles or more tarot just really confirm what I've already said. But changes in your life, within your career, within relationships, changes in other people's lives as well. When you come into people's life, you most definitely change their life around. I'm really telling you. I'm trying to tell you. Is that ink pot again? Remember we talked about the ink pot? Oh, okay. Remember we talked, wait. This is the ink pot. Okay. This spilled over. Okay. It spilled all over, honey. This most definitely like an ink pot. Hold on. Child, this is like too bright. Hold on. Okay. Little feather. Dipped in that thing. Okay. Alright. Okay, so what was my point? Hold on now. These is 2 separate things. I'm talking about this. Okay, let me just stay. Hold on. Let me think. Even though my brain don't want to, y'all. So let me just I feel like it's justice. I feel like 5 going into 6. Like I told y'all, when it comes to tarot, 5s are usually problems, not enough solutions, questions, not a lot of answers, and then the 6 goes over into solutions to the problems, gaining the answers to the questions type of energy. I made a video clip out of the live thing when it tells you repost your live or whatever. It was talking about, I had mentioned specifically the storyline of tarot. Some people think it's witchcraft. Some people, look, I used to, before I was a tarot reader, child, I thought it was voodoo, okay? I didn't even know what the hell voodoo was. But I had picked up on this energy 1, 3, 2 on the clock. Oh my goodness. See, I told myself, don't forget what I'm saying. And my brain was like, Patrick. It most definitely was. But let me try to remember. Because it's really there, okay? It's there. My brain just don't want to focus on it. And that's funny, because that's kind of what this person was giving. Whoever this person was you cut off, it kind of was giving that, like, all right, I'm going to just move forward. I'm going to just drown myself in work. I'm going to just do this. Damn, I gotta look at their social media. Next thing you know, they stalking. And then they like, damn, let me put the phone down. Let me just stop. It's kind of giving that. That's why, remember I had told y'all earlier, yes, in my own personal life, maybe child, the mental, yes, most definitely need work. But I told you I was picking up on energy. It had nothing to do with me. It was most definitely a message or something with the collective. That's what I'm saying. Okay, so you see what I mean? What I just said, what I just did, that put that, okay. I don't know why I be talking to the collective like they 3. I be like trying to help the collective understand when they pretty much possibly already do, or really in a situation where I possibly shouldn't be trying to explain that damn much, honey, because people gonna perceive a message how they perceive it any damn way, honey. But I look like that because spit came out my mouth. So no, maybe talking to somebody who, when they talk, they be spitting. Or maybe they got speech problems, or maybe slurs, which can still, I guess, go in with speech problems. But I don't know. Maybe something with their breath. I don't know. I thought of breath. 7 of Cups, child. Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. Don't even be dwelling. The moon popping out again. Don't even be dwelling on what was lost. Grieve whatever this is that you're mourning. Some of you guys are still mourning. Okay, there's phases of things. There's phases of grief. Okay, grief. There go the communication issues with speech problems. And then I'm thinking of that girl who they was making fun of. And she was like, oh, these promise. I don't know why I laugh, because I usually don't even laugh at it. But people be so mean. Anyways, it's like similar to like what this person doing. They're crying and dwelling over the cups that has fallen over. Oh my gosh, no more juice. Girl, if you don't pick the cup up, clean it up, and go get some more juice. Or it's almost like you just don't know how you can, like, you have many more things. Like, I don't know if y'all deal with people and the relationships didn't work out and you still healing from it, as if you don't have things to be happy about, as if you're not like a 10 out of 10, as if you didn't triumph over certain obstacles or meet certain milestones, or you just gotta think about certain stuff like that, for real. Because I guess growing up in a particular mindset, a particular world, people pay a lot more into the negative, and we turn a lot of things into negative, honestly. The world is so negative. But because see, the psychological aspect of everything, or the psychology of it all, is to really help you see people as human and unhealed and like other stuff, not delusional, not to be in self-delusion and everything else, which I don't really want to throw that word around, because it I don't know, I feel like some words shouldn't have just been created. Honestly. But I mean, at the same time, look, I don't know, that's my brain is braining. It's gonna go into overload, so I'm gonna just stop myself from talking. But this 7 of Cups low-key can tie to confusion, illusion, but it also can tie to having a lot of options. So you act like you're not somebody who have a lot of options. You act like if these fall down and break, like you don't have the abilities to repair them, or the tools to repair them, or the finances to get some more, or whatever the case may be. I don't care if you got $2. I don't care, okay? But you have many options, many things that you can do within work, many relationships that are available to you. You know, you got options, for real. So you don't have to cry over spilled milk. That's what a lot of you guys are doing. A lot of times this is what this 5 of Cups energy is. It talks about sorrow, despair, Very, very sad energy, okay? And a lot of times still dwelling over things that has hurt you, relationships that didn't work out, still feeling the pain and then more negative side of emotions towards things. This is also the grieving card. So like I said, whether you grieving people who are still alive or grieving people who have passed away, bless your heart. My condolences, okay? For real. I lost my mother in 2020. And when I seen 1122 up there, I was like, R.I.P. my mother. Okay, R.I.P. my move out. But I don't know, sometimes it may sound like I be sounding sarcastic or like jokey sometimes. So I had to mention something personal in my life so y'all will know. Not for real, my condolences. But yeah. Oh, there you go, back there. The Two of Cups in the back. She's so focused in on this, just crying, dwelling. Some of y'all most definitely was young when you experienced pain for the first time. But it's them 2 cups in the back that she not even seeing, not even looking at, because she too busy still crying about this. It's what the image really give. And then it's funny how it came out with the 7 of Cups. So that mainly was giving me, y'all got many options, many things that worked out, that will work out, that can work out, things that you can change around, however you want to see fit or put it. Yeah, Queen of Cups, y'all are extremely psychic and intuitive. That's the crazy thing, especially with this Queen of Cups being on the side of the moon. King of Cups was out there earlier. I feel like y'all are gonna have somebody who matches you for sure. No more people with low IQ, low EQ. If you got a high IQ, you're gonna meet somebody with a high IQ. If you got a high EQ, you're gonna meet somebody with a high EQ. If you pour into people, you got to meet people who pour into people. Just as much as they pour into themselves, I mean, you guys need to pour into yourself. That's probably why they created the saying, you can't really love other people until you love self. Not necessarily saying you can't do that. Of course we know, duh. You can still love other people. But at the same time, if you look at it from a deeper aspect in a shifted way, and maybe even also in that regular way, it's just like, if you haven't reached a certain level of something, accepted yourself in a way, etc., because a lot of us, that's why shadow work is important. Sometimes we don't even see the certain things. That's why it's called shadows. Shadow work. You start revealing things that were more hidden. Maybe you hid them intentionally, unintentionally. It can be anything. All right, ChatGPT would be your best friend, honey. ChatGPT is my bestie. Okay, I'm gonna definitely be chatting it up. Most definitely. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna definitely be chatting it up with ChatGPT. So maybe ask ChatGPT, what is shadow work? Give me an example. Okay, do stuff like that. Okay, I'm telling you, they ain't came out with the AI. It's good. It's good, honey. It was this other AI app that I don't know what happened to. I had asked it, who is Jesus? And it gave me this whole child, they described me. I'm trying to tell you, don't do too much. Okay, they described me. I'm telling you, that's how I knew. Okay, all right, I ain't gonna really, get on people's top about this subject no more. And I already kind of was shifting from that anyway, because it was like out of a respect thing. And like before, I used to be religious myself, so I was like wholeheartedly trusting and believing in that. And that was most definitely something that, so I could be in the energy if I'm talking to somebody, even though I was no longer religious, I could still respect if they were. But I did have this period of time and phase where I feel like it was a complete lie, and everything else. But then I came into different realizations that you just take what resonates, even if you got to switch things around. I just came into like a lot of different things that I honestly need to speak about, honestly. Need to speak about, because it's really like powerful for real. Can help people for real. And shoes, probably me, hell, I've been going through cognitive dissonance job. I think I'm getting better though. I think I'm getting better with a lot of different things. And I'm even going to mention this. Sometimes you never realize the progress that you made within a situation. Literally. Sometimes y'all can be your worst critics for real. And sometimes not even that. You could just not see something. Maybe this needs to be normalized for when kids are young. For the adults or the guardians or parent or guardian, whatever. Help beings, even if you're not a child. Like, help them realize, you know, things that they do. Like, oh, I'm glad that you mentioned that because you helped me see da-da-da. Next thing you know, that person is going to be like, oh, thank you for telling me that because I never really realized that I'd be doing that. And it will probably make them feel good or whatever. Sometimes you don't realize things, you don't see things. Friends can be a good thing for my loners out there. A lot of times you only became a loner because you probably didn't have true... Bro, I can't think for nothing. I can't think. I was trying to think of that C word. You probably never really had true friends, etc. though. Or maybe it's an intimacy thing. Maybe it has nothing to do with friends. It could be anything. And y'all know how I'm doing this to my freaking chin. I just have a freaking bump right here. Like 2 little bitty bumps. It's so like weird. But I don't know if y'all like facial hair or chin hair, or if you have chin hair, especially like if you're a man. Or I know there's this thing going on. I don't know the specific name, but you can be a woman and they have like hair. It's like a condition. But I don't know. Maybe somebody who do this or something. And then when I started doing this, I started thinking of the boys or the because I was gonna say men, but I mainly see boys doing this, twisting their hair. Back to this energy, child. It's a lot going on. All right, I already told you a lot. See, I always feel like there's many messages to give, and I don't really get done with a reading until I feel like I'm like done, or until my phone die. But a lot of time I try to beat it before my phone die. Before my phone die, I pretty much been said everything that I wanted to say. I'm sure if it wouldn't have been at a level 1% of battery, I said a level 1, that could be significant games. But if it wasn't at that point, I possibly would have still been given a message. No kizzy. All right, I'm seeing a woman who also is showing a lot of cleavage as well. Remember, we picked up on that lustful energy. Some of these women, they just be doing certain things just because that's what's normalized. That's what supposedly they said men liked and wanted. Oh, we like big gluteus maximus. We like big bosoms. Okay. Yo. Oh my gosh. I need a friend like me. I would probably crack myself up because I should be laughing at myself. But, well, sometimes I don't really need to laugh. Okay, anyways. It's just giving, child, y'all gotta leave these lustful men alone. And the crazy thing is they be having kids, and then the kids gonna become lustful too because, child, product of one's environment, etc. It's just science. It's science. Ooh, this is funny. Well, not funny. This is interesting. I'm seeing these rocks. It's crazy. I didn't really notice this before. And this is the planet Saturn, which usually ties to responsibility and discipline. I don't know. They look like a sun, or like, it don't really look like a sun. It looks like a spark of something. But I'm thinking of the sun. And then the rocks, they called that to me, which seems like if you break them apart, like no gravity type stuff. So I thought of space. Thought of space for real. Some of you guys most definitely, when it comes to the intuition or your intellect, it's just out of this world. It's just deep. Some of you guys could be star seeds, like picking up on galactic. Could be anything. All right, let me go ahead and finish this on up. Okay. Ooh wee. See, this is why I notice sometimes when I be doing a reading, I mainly be picking up on energy that I possibly experienced before, etc. I be trying to remind myself to be as biased as possible and not tie it to my life at all. So then I just realized in this situation, like, I'm not saying I be doing that, but sometimes it can accidentally happen. For me specifically, I guess. But that's just my perception, honestly. Because in actuality, could be telling somebody else's message, but, well, I know I am. But sometimes I just be thinking, my words not coming out how I want them, but 7%, 7-11, heavy luck. And the Wheel of Fortune was out earlier, which usually can tie to cycles, changes, fates. Sometimes I even think of it as probability. Like when the wheel turns, you never know what it's gonna land on. But regardless, especially in the upright, it'll always be something that's in your favor. So I feel like even with the challenges, even with the obstacles, I feel like no matter what, you guys still rose above certain things. Which brings me back to piecing up the whole message. A lot of you guys, you've experienced an awakening. You could be showing up as unbothered. You have a gift. Maybe this was passed down from your ancestors. Like, think of it as when a witch passes away and their energy is able to be harnessed. Or maybe somebody, just as much as somebody tries to take someone's powers away, they can give someone powers, even if it's of their own. Maybe you guys are going to leave some powers behind as well. And it doesn't necessarily have to be in this magical, mystical way, but more so like in a form of wisdom, in a form of, you know, like, instead of the new generations coming in and it's just like worse and more sexualized, more dehumanized, more this, the complete opposite. Instead of birthing men and women who are of low IQ, low EQ, it's going to be the opposite, high IQ, high EQ. Extreme. Damn, I would want to live here during this time. You know, I would want to exist during this lifetime. But I mean, it started from somewhere, right? Such and such walked, so such and such can run. Such and such ran, so such and such can fly. I just thought of that. But anyways, not me coming up. You see this? It says flying monkey, bruh. Oh my gosh. But in this energy, usually when it talks about the flying monkey, it usually talks about the opposition assistant. So I feel like whomever this person was, they were working with someone. This person is someone who challenges you, who triggers healing, who triggers shadow work. Maybe you could have even triggered this into certain people. Like I say, when people come into your life and they become aware of you, they're not going to leave the same. They're not going to leave the same. Whether it's because the experiences that was had, the triggers that were brought upon, whatever. Okay? But most definitely, when it comes to this dealings or relationship with an older man, this man most definitely was in poverty and they stole money and became in wealth. This could be literal finances, or this could be something that is more metaphorically. It doesn't necessarily have to be just finances. It can even be property, whatever the case may be. Siphoning off of other people's energy, going from low energy to being an energy vampire and siphoning other people's energy. And now they're feeling all good and mighty and superior, right? This could have been somebody who you trusted with your life. Possibly for some of y'all, not with your life, but somebody that you possibly wouldn't have expected to show up as a thief, right? But they were a false person, false mask. Okay, and this person could have also had dealings or relationship with a man. Now, remind you, I told y'all, messages could always be in a broader way. You see how in each which way, I always was giving y'all a message in different ways, and now summarizing the whole thing as a storyline. It's like, that's how broad like reading is for real. And the interesting thing is, either way could resonate. It don't have to resonate solely just for you individually. Like I said, this is a collective. I'm not talking to anyone in particular. But Aries could be significant. Taurus, Capricorn, and or Virgo. Sagittarius, Leo, Aquarius, and I know I mentioned the oh, okay, I already said earth signs. So all the earth signs, it's pretty much given, because I did pick up on all the water signs as well, but energy that was coming out like heavy was air, and it doesn't have to just be Gemini, Libra, and or Aquarius. It can also be what the air energy is about: mental, communication, travel, intellect. Okay, truth, justice, right? Other energy that was mainly coming out was the fire energy, Aries, Leo, Sag, right? Aside from that, fire energy is about action, energy, projects, work, creativity, even just like with the cups, it's creativity can also be tied to that. Even in some cases, passion, right? Sexual energy, even. We'll just say passion. Yeah, passion. And I know based on people's signs, Taurus, Capricorn, and or Virgo, most definitely. Whether this is their sun sign, moon, rising, Venus, North Node, whatever. Okay, may have these placements somewhere, child, 3rd house, 4th house, 5th house, I don't know. Significant. Or, you know, Earth itself, it just ties to groundedness, stability, reliable people, like different stuff like that. Everything has its own different meanings in numerology, astrology, zodiac. Was I trying to say zodiac? Was I trying to say something else? I think I was trying to say something else. The planets, really astrology. I don't know how everybody else look at it, but the planets and the zodiacs is all tied into that, honestly. But this person most definitely had somebody that was working with them against you. This was somebody who created lies, slander, defamation of character, whispering in other people's ear, telling them things about you that was honestly completely lies. All right, this was somebody who was jealous of you and another's relationship, or they were like, I don't know if y'all had like a mutual friend or party or whatever the case may be, like mutual connections. A coffin is significant, a funeral, whether it's literal or metaphorically. If it's more metaphorical, then it's possibly just signifying something of an ending, but it also had came out in transition, so that could be meaning that something is coming to an end or something that has not fully ended. Maybe there's still some lingering energy going on, whether that's unhealed energy, you guys being encouraged to heal. Maybe this person is living in regret and guilt but also coming off as a person who's still arrogant and boastful, or whatever the case may be. Maybe in the past they've shown you that they were arrogant and boastful and that they should not be crossed, because if they were crossed, they probably were going to retaliate in a way that was very selfish, very spiteful, very much of vengeance. Remember we talked about revenge earlier? Ooh, yes. Now everything is coming together for sure. Love that. Love that. All right. This most definitely could have been somebody who you did not have any romantic relations with, but this person possibly still could have. Maybe everybody's situation is different. Okay, and like I told y'all, as we was talking about earlier, these things were broken down. We was talking about two separate men, or we was talking about masculine energy that could have been your energy or other people. We were talking about an energy that could have just been one whole individual. And now at this ending of this message, combining it all as like a storyline, which can also be said in many other ways, but I chose to say it in this way right here, was how when it comes to you being the current, and once again, only take what resonates. It's a collective, not a personal. I was mainly getting that you have, or will have dealings or relationship with an older man whom is a thief, who may be having dealings or relationship with another man, whether it's LGBTQIA+, or whether it's an accomplice in a crime. Yeah. Someone this person is very arrogant, boastful, a person you should not cross. And whoever this other person that they were dealing with or connected with, this most definitely is a goal-oriented person. Okay? Maybe this person was just manipulated, or maybe they knew exactly what they were doing. And then I thought of wanting to win at all costs. So this could have been people who was just really trying to win at all costs, no matter who they stole from, what was what. They were more selfish. Like, I prefer to be happy instead of all of us happy or just that person happy. You know, they're already insecure on status, fear, what they lack, what they don't have, especially when it comes to the material aspects, possessions, right? Whether it's relationships, which has nothing to do with the material, you know, like finances and property and like stuff like that, values, material values and stuff like that. But that's not only what I mean when I say things of the earthly plane, though. So I possibly should have just kept proceeding what I was talking about, but I didn't want to get it confused with me associating that energy with relationships, because nah. But even like I said, when it comes to relationships, so maybe this person was put in an affair and they reacted drastically, took it out on people who were innocent. A child is significant. I don't know if you're a child of this person, if they have a child. I don't know. In some people's situations, this person could have possibly been a stepdad or an actual biological dad, or somebody who you were in a relationship with. Everybody's life is different, so you just have to apply it to how it fits. There's many ways that I want to say it, but my phone is on 2%, so I'm just trying to go ahead and get that message up out of there. I guess some of these people thought they was going to do something and get away with it. But they didn't know that these problems was going to be here when they woke up. These problems was going to be here even heavier, because karma is going to whoop ass. It's going to always be there. See, they thought that they discarded and thrown out whatever it needs to have. Some of these people, like I said, could have tried to abandon you or whatever the case may be. But nah, I feel like that guilty conscience is popping up. Or this person that they're with, something is going on in that dynamic, or something is going on in these people's life. Like I said, imprisonment is knocking on their door. Maybe this was somebody who was in prison. Maybe this can be even mental imprisonment, okay? The coughing is significant for some reason. Take how it resonate. Then I thought of coffee. But yeah, whatever this situation was, I feel like this changed your life. But little did you know you had nothing to worry about. This was allowing you to step into a new experience, and I feel like you've experienced awakenings. Yes, something was painful. Yes, you're still healing from the situation. You're only still stuck on it because you haven't really moved forward. You have to move forward. You have to heal. And I know a lot of people be like, oh, that's easier said than done. But in this case, a lot of times, no, it's not easier said than done when you're in the Five of Cups. This is not like a Three of Swords energy. This is a Five of Cups energy. I mean, you're dwelling over things that you honestly could be healed from. Like, you know, these are things that's already happened, things that you can't change. Some of y'all, maybe this was recent, you know. But I don't feel like this is a situation that you would still cry about. And if you would, maybe you would, child. The Three of Swords possibly just didn't come out, but I'm saying what I'm saying, okay? But this situation was most definitely a karmic relationship. Maybe it has some more things to teach you. Maybe you just need to heal and put everything behind you and let go and forgive so that you can move forward, learn the lessons, grow, evolve, etc. This person has got triggered just like you got triggered and taught similar lessons, which is to help grow, awaken, etc. There was conflict here. There was possibly physical fighting or verbal abuse or just ego and personalities clashing together. This most definitely, like I said, y'all could have had third-party relations. Like, I don't know if, like I said, a lot of y'all affairs could be significant, friendships, maybe just mutual interests. Like, you know someone, they know them too. Y'all are connected, family, friends, whatever, right? And then it's also saying intuitive Kev. So maybe, like I said, you guys, this helped your intuition immaculately, just like every other situation did as well. And be mindful, like I told you guys before, this doesn't have to just be specifically this situation. It can be many things. Like some of you guys, I can change up the whole message again in using these same cards, right? But just take what resonates for you and leave what doesn't, because I have to end the live because my phone is on 1%. And usually if your phone died while you're on live, it's going to keep you on live. Okay? But they've got this new thing to where they take you off live if you're not on in like 5 minutes or something. But I could have sworn that's only if you pause the live, but I'm sure maybe they still do that. But I return the collective energy back to them and I release my energy back to me. There's many more to say, but my phone is about to die. So, what was the overall energy of this message? Like the end of the day. Just a lesson. That's all it was. So I guess that's what it is. You can close out the cycles. The cycles has already been closed. Learn the lessons though. Forgive, heal, move forward. Bye.